Mic check 1 2, mic check 1 2, 1 2 3 4. Get back to school, learn to count some more. Anybody out there? Can you give me a thumbs up so you can hear us properly? So it is Tuesday the 22nd of January 2019 and it's Tuesday night. It's X-Wing. We're at Weekend Warlord, so that means just one thing, and that's Tuesday Night Fly Casual. Welcome to everybody that's watching, tuned in. We've got 3 games for you this evening. You may notice I've got a little bit of a cold, bit of a sore throat, so you know it's a bit rubbish, but we'll try and get through. So I may hand over to others a bit later depending on how I feel. But yeah, we're all good. I'm just waiting for my co-commentator to come in.
Sorry, everybody.
And
I've made it.
The first game, I'm joined in the booth by the beautiful Ryan Sharp.
Why, thank you, sir.
How are you?
You're looking very beautiful yourself.
Thanks. I don't feel it.
You don't feel it?
No.
Not your best.
No.
Fair
So tonight's hyperspace night.
It is hyperspace night. Yes.
So what we've got is we've got lots of we've got 3 games. I'm really glad we got that 3rd game chewed in.
Yeah.
So thanks to Ash, Bilbo, Clayton for stepping up, and Jamie for hanging about for us to get that 3rd game on the stream.
Absolutely.
But tonight's theme is hyperspace. So what we're going to do is we're going to be showcasing a few of the hyperspace lists that you may see on the tables over the next few months.
Yes. Every one of the 3 games will feature 2 hyperspace lists.
Yeah, so but what we've also got is don't take too much notice of the lists, because they probably will get janked about a little bit, because we've got the points update next week.
We do. Next Tuesday, I believe, is it?
Is it? I think it's next Monday it drops.
Or is it Monday? Yeah, Monday, you're right.
So,
it's Monday. So hopefully by the Tuesday we'll have worked out a plan for the stream, given the whole new points.
Yeah.
We don't know how dramatic it's going to be, though. Maybe a couple of cards get changed by a couple of points. Maybe everything's up in the air. We don't know. Don't know how dramatic it's going to be.
I don't know. I mean,
it's exciting.
It is exciting. You know, I think we'll see. You know, there's people are talking about cards like Duke, Vader Crew, Marauder, Handgunner. Yeah. You know, all these kind of Moldy Crow title, all these kind of things that are looking like they're going to be.
Katie's in. Hi, Katie.
Is that Mrs. Ash?
That is Mrs.
Is that Mrs. Bilbo?
Mrs. Bilbo, yes.
Hello, Mrs. Bilbo. How are you? I hope you're
just
in.
About to say my missus ain't watching.
No, this is Little Ash. You're Big Ash.
Yeah, and we've got Medium Ash as
We've
well.
got all 3 Ashes in the building.
Yeah, they are. Yeah. We're only missing
What's Medium Ash? What's his surname?
Morris.
Ash Morris.
Neil Morris.
Neil Morris.
Ash Neil
Yes.
Ash
Morris.
Neil XX Shadow XX Morris.
Yes.
Because I think that's his Xbox gamer tag.
Probably.
Which he actually like passes off as his new name. Which obviously saves money on changing it by deed poll, I suppose.
Just the world
Yeah,
we
fair
live in,
enough.
mate.
It's, I know, man. It's just, do you know what? Stop trying to hide your identity.
You what?
Yeah. You know, Ash Ketchum.
Yeah.
Ash Ketchum.
That's from Pokemon's.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Oh, that's Mr. Finlayson chiming in with that.
It's me, innit? Because I've always got a hat on, just like the man in the cartoon.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't
I get a lot of that.
So, let's talk hyperspace then.
Yep.
We've touched on it in the past. Jay, hi, evening. I'm waving.
Evening, Jay.
Evening,
Yeah,
Jay.
we've got
We'll
wave.
we're talking about getting a camera on us.
Yes.
It's not going to happen tonight, so you'll be glad to know.
Yeah, the
So if you-
backstage view.
So if you are watching on 42 inches of goodness on in your living room, then you'll see my ugly mug pop up every now and again and wave at you. Because then we can wave. Then.
Yeah, we can actually wave if we get a camera. That will stop being silly.
Yeah, exactly. So
We can wave to everyone.
a
properly.
commentator cam would be cool.
Yeah.
For who? That's my question. For who? So hyperspace, right? It's a format that's been received with mixed views. I think it's fair to say.
Yes.
So, what are your thoughts on hyperspace format and how it's going to push the game forward?
I'm all for it. I'm really enjoying it. The thing is, right, since Wave 2 appeared, I've pretty much been playing exclusively Resistance.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of hyperspace by accident.
Yeah.
So I'm a bit biased, but I'm really enjoying it.
Okay. So you're not thinking that the conversion kits and all the bits and bobs you get in those, you know, it's not really like a waste of money, let's say, or
No. Extended still has a place, and there's still going to be a lot of extended tournaments, like the System Open we got in a few months. That's going to be extended. The Warlords tournaments are still extended.
yes, yeah.
A lot of people choose to bring hyperspace lists just to see how they'll fare, but it is still extended.
I do think that's a really good strategy. You know,
Yes.
if you want to play hyperspace, go to an extended tournament and play hyperspace, because
Absolutely.
if you do well in that, because I maybe I'm wrong in this, and I am wrong about some things, shocking, I know, but extended, you will come up against stuff which you've got more scope, so therefore by default you'd assume it was slightly stronger than what hyperspace would be.
Yes.
Yeah, so if you do well with a hyperspace list in an extended tournament, it's going to bode well for
Yeah.
when hyperspace kicks off properly and you can't use extended.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So just a few hellos. So hi to Adam over in Birmingham.
Hello, Adam.
And hi to Ulfric. Hello, mate.
Hello, Ulfric.
Thank you for joining us. So let's talk lists. Let's talk what's on the table at the moment.
So, who should we start with?
Well, I've never really been an imp player, and Jamie's list seems to be pretty standard, I suppose.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's no surprises there. So, do you want to talk through Ash's list?
Yeah, well, I would say, just answer the question chat about which ships Bobber. So Bobber's the one that's behind Emon, essentially. So Bobber's a bit further back in the middle of the board. Emon's coming around the flank at the bottom. That's the way the
Fine.
two fire sprays are around.
Okay. And you'll notice, sorry, just so purpose of completion on the game,
Yeah.
Bob has got Informant.
He does.
And he's put that on Vader. You can
Yeah,
see
you can
the
see the
little
little
token,
token.
just up by Vader.
So if those two are in range 2 in the system phase, Bobber can peek at Vader's dial,
Yes,
which
that's
is
nice.
pretty convenient.
So Vader with supernatural and fire control system.
Yeah, the standard Vader build. You don't see him a huge amount, and I think part of the reason for that is the prevalence of Vader crew, for sure. But in extended, that's Whisper's an option.
Yeah.
That's an obvious choice. But here in hyperspace, Whisper's been booted out.
Yeah.
No more Whisper anymore.
Yeah, good.
So if you want an ace,
Whisper who?
yeah,
Exactly.
if you want an Imperial ace in hyperspace, it is Vader.
Yeah, there's pictures on. Sorry, we've just had a question from Paul. Yeah, I'm looking.
Twitch is live.
I'm looking at it now, dude. It's live. I'm going to be hyperspace leaguer with Volstroys. That's Laszlo.
Oh look, Ulfric's already put a cheer in.
Oh wow.
We didn't even know because it doesn't pop up on restream. You see.
Yeah.
Thank you for the cheer,
thank,
Ulfric.
thank you for the cheer. So we don't- and we'll put some ideas out about cheering in a bit, because we've got a few ideas, and we just want to kind of run it past just to get a bit of market research, I suppose.
Absolutely.
We'll tell you what what cheering's all about. We know what it's all about. It is a financial benefit to the store, which is good. But we want to make it. We want to try and make it so there is a pay-to-win aspect when we give stuff away, but everyone else has got a chance as well. Should you put in some? It's like a donation thing, isn't it? Really. So
the opportunity to do giveaways would be really cool, but it's working out the right way for us to do it.
Yeah, and making it fair for everybody, because if the same people win all the time, then it becomes not fun for everybody.
Yeah.
Apart
from the
winner.
You mean like Simeon winning every Warlords tournament?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
I hate Warlords tournaments now.
So Vader crew, sorry, not Vader crew, Vader, he's the only ship in the game with 3 force, isn't he? The only pilot.
The only pilot with 3 native force. Yes, for now.
Oh right, you say that as if you know something.
I believe Maul is 3.
Oh, yes, because I'm guessing.
Yeah, until Maul. Yes, I say with
Fine.
full confidence, Maul is definitely 3 force. Knew it all along, but yeah, Maul is 3 as well. But yeah, at the moment, he's the only pilot with 3 force.
Yeah, okay. And that's because he can do action after action after action.
Yes.
But that's limiting in a way as well.
Well, Vader has a weird choice between that crazy turn where he just does all the actions and then not wanting to run out of force.
Yeah. Well, he's dead in the water if he uses all his force.
Yeah.
So it's good to, I think, be a little bit frugal with it.
Yes.
You know, maybe use 1, possibly 2 if you need a double action.
Yeah. The way you catch Vader is you catch Vader by removing all his force and getting him to burn through them, and then he runs out of tricks. Yeah, so Vader's moved in there.
So
he's supernaturaled a barrel roll, I think.
Yeah.
Pretty sure I saw it. And then he's moved in, toe locked, and then Vader the focus token.
Clone 1205 has said, and just before I say, I'm going to interject to say that Clone 1205 is my favourite of all the clones.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
That's a very strong statement.
He says Anakin's getting 3.
He's already got 3. He's flying in today.
Who? Anakin?
Yeah, Vader.
Oh, yeah. Fair.
He's already got 3.
Sorry, I got a bit confused.
But only
about
for the bad
time-wise.
guys. Yeah, he should be getting 3 for the good guys.
How
as
can
well.
you have Vader versus Anakin on the table?
Ooh.
Doesn't feel right, does it?
That is going to feel weird.
You know, Pyre might run Vader pilot at the Feb Warlords tournament. To be fair, yeah, cool man. You know.
I think Vader's really cool.
Do you know, I'm not. We had a off-air chat about it, and I wasn't convinced about whether or not he's actually that good.
I think in reduced hyperspace he's very viable.
Yeah.
His big problems are going to be Fen Rao and Poe Dameron.
Okay.
The other pilot skill 6 pilots. He's done pretty well there. That's a good shot from Vader already.
It's a shame it's early in the game and there's still lots of shields on the table, to be fair.
Yeah. And Boba gets 1 evade and takes 2 shields.
Yeah. So
it's a big hammer from Vader. It depends what Vader takes in return. Hopefully he takes nothing. In that case, he'll be fine.
Well, it looks like a range 3 shot.
Yeah, it's definitely range 3.
Has Vader still only got the 2 agility dice?
No, it's 3 agility.
It's 3 agility, is it?
Yeah. It's always been 3 agility.
Is it?
Yeah.
There you go. I've been asleep since.
It's a toy fighter, sir.
It's a toy fighter.
Toy fighter.
Toy fighter.
Toy fighter.
So Pie's saying he's a really fun ship, and to hell with the crew card.
Yes.
We like you. So.
Yes, we like that. One of the big shames of Vader Pilot is Vader Crew is that it ruins Vader Pilot. His viability is gone.
Yeah. But it'll be out the window in a week anyway. Yeah, I mean, Vader Crew is an extended only option, isn't it?
No, I'm pretty sure it's...
Or is he in hyperspace?
He is in hyperspace, but the only crew carrier... And correct me if I'm wrong, chat. I believe the only crew carrier that Imperials have in hyperspace is the TIE Reaper.
Lambda?
I don't think Lambda's hyperspace.
Oh.
You've got the TIE Fighter, the TIE Advanced, the Reaper, and the Striker. And I believe that's it. Could be wrong.
Cool.
Let me double check.
Cool.
Chat can keep me
hi, John.
as well.
Hi, John, down on the south coast.
Hey, John.
How are you? So, but yeah, so Duchess is the...
Duchess is a real sneaky one. Do you want to bring her up?
Yeah.
because she's pretty cool.
I will bring her up. Oops. I'll try pressing the right button.
There we go. Crisis averted, sir.
Duchess.
Very good, very good.
So you may choose not to use your ailerons. You may use your ailerons when stressed. So she's, yeah.
That's why he's got elusive, because the stress is no real penalty to us. So doing red manoeuvres is all cool.
So before
Lambda's
you
banned.
reveal, okay, yeah, Lambda's banned. Before you reveal your dial, if you're not stressed, you must execute white. Okay. So
Yeah.
it's pure manoeuvrability then, really, for Duchess.
Yeah, so basically,
Wow.
Duchess's ability
Ash has
essentially is...
dodged well there with 3 evades.
Yeah, he's fine. He's a TIE fighter. He's all good. So Duchess basically boils down to when you reveal your die, before you execute your manoeuvre on your die, you may do a 1 straight or a 1 bank
Yeah.
for free, which is pretty cool. I flew her before, and she's a good laugh.
Yeah.
Because the striker has a 1K turn on its dial.
Really?
Yes, it
Is
does.
it- is
But
it-
normally, if you're any other striker, if you're not stressed in doing the red K turn, you have to do an ailerons manoeuvre. But if you're Duchess, you just do a 1K, and it looks so weird on the board when you do it. It looks bizarre.
Strikers should be used more in Imlist. Yeah, I agree. I agree.
I do agree. They do go bang quicker.
Oh, something popped up a minute ago. So I just want to say thank you to Laszlo for
yes.
for the subscription to Twitch.
With his
The
Twitch Prime.
The Prime subscription. So thank you for that, sir.
Thank you, Laszlo.
He's now subscribed for 4 months in a row, it says there.
Oh,
so
fantastic
mate, you're a
loyalty.
legend. Thank you so much.
Love it.
Rich Pearce, hi mate, how you doing? Rich Nicholas Pearson, he is in the game. He is one of the Harlequins.
I can't help you because I don't know.
Harlequins.
I'll take your word for it.
Yeah.
Sorry, Richard, I don't know.
Yeah, he's the really cool, mild-mannered guy from Harlequins.
Death Rain's in the building.
Hello, Charles. How are you? Duchess with elusive. So Del Miko. Del is the one that.
Well, hold on. I've got a challenge for Charles.
Oh right, go on then.
Can you do a TIE striker in chat?
Ooh.
Do your best TIE striker, Charles. That's one for you tonight.
Oh, there's a lot of paint on that roll from Jamie.
That's a big roll.
Jude has a question. Will Yoda ever appear in the game?
I tell you what, I'd love to see Yoda as a crew as it uses half a crew slot. Yeah, and then you just add no other card that uses the other half.
Okay, so
It's just a laugh.
Let's open that up then. Wow, look at that! 3 hits and a crit.
That's a
So
big
it's a
hit
big
into
hit.
something. TIE fighter. I think it's Emon, so the TIE fighter right in front of him.
There you go. He's done TIE Striker in the chat.
Yeah, but that's no
Oh, you
actual
wanted,
picture.
You wanted a
of TIE
picture.
striker.
You wanted an
Yeah.
ASCII picture.
Yeah,
Okay.
like a lol.
So let's go back to the Yoda question. So I think we will see Yoda in the game as a crew.
Yeah, I think so.
However, what do you think his ability should be? I'm not going to say
know.
it would be, what it should be.
I genuinely
I
have no
think
idea.
some kind of Palpatine type thing.
Yeah,
However, but I think that he would be great to put in a Jedi list, whereas you may spend a Force to allow someone else to regen a Force.
like it.
Yeah. So much like Lucas,
At what point though?
when you in the engagement phase,
Start
when
of
you're
engagement.
when you're targeted,
Oh yeah, good. Yeah.
but there
Just
needs
pass
to be
your
a
force
range,
around.
range 0 to 3. Yeah.
Yeah, probably.
So it's like so he can give out his force because Palp, he uses his force to change a dice roll.
Well, Palp changes your dice. Would you add in a Yoda that changes your opponent's dice?
I don't know. It's a tough one, isn't it? He needs to be.
Or do you have a Yoda that's Palp, but for your opponent's dice? You turn one of your opponent's hits to an eyeball,
what, like Duke?
but on attack dice. So,
Yeah.
so it's like the anti-Palp.
Yeah. So it might be that you have.
So you Palp it back.
Yeah.
So Palp is the counter to Yoda.
There you go.
They
There. Well,
Clone
Clone
1205's come in. He's taken an early lead from Charles there.
Yeah, I think so.
That's the
to,
best
to do
we've got.
To do an ASCII striker in the chat, it's pretty cool.
It's a tricky one. Tricky one.
So we're 15, 16, 17 minutes into the game, and we've only got past 2 of Ash's ships. So what about his third?
Yeah, there's a lot to talk about, those, isn't there? These are ships you don't usually see.
Yeah.
There you go, see, he's doing a barrel roll. I like it, Charles. Mid-barrel roll Duchess there. So good. That's creative.
Hello, Fishy. How you doing? Yoda gives you another go. So that'd be a perfect one for Fish.
That's Fish's ideal card, isn't it?
Yeah. So you could, you could, if you lose the game, you play Yoda, and he brings every ship back at half health.
Yeah. Clutch Yoda plays.
Yeah. So I don't know. It's one of them, isn't it? So Gideon Hask has picked up a fuel leak early on.
He has. He survived that hammer though.
Yeah.
From Emon.
So let's
Crit. You're looking at Gideon. Or are you looking at Del Boy?
Oh, yeah. It may help if I moved my phone so the wire wasn't trailing across the keyboard.
Yeah, but that'd be too professional.
It would be, yeah. So Del Miko, when a friendly ship at 0-2 defends against a damaged attacker, the defender may reroll 1 defense dice.
It's pretty good.
So
he's got to strip the shields first.
He's Inferno Squadron, yeah?
Yes. So's Gideon.
Yoda being unique in the list unless you're UK national champion. Then you can have it twice.
Oh, that's convenient.
Making the best players better.
Yeah.
And us mere mortals even more rubbish.
Yeah. Entirely fair and balanced.
So let's go.
We're wonking bombs.
Let's go Gideon.
So wonky procs mine.
While he's spitting bombs out. So Gideon, while he performs an attack against a damaged defender, roll 1 additional attack dice. Okay, cool.
Yes. Late game is really strong.
I'm not sure why he wouldn't have Iden in there rather than Del.
Because Iden's 40 points rather than 30 points.
Okay. Let's move that. Sorry, I thought I'd cleared that card. There we go. Poor Fishy, that's going to be his legacy in it. We're not allowed to talk legacy here.
Absolutely nobody has legacy.
Nobody has legacy. You know. We're not allowed to talk about legacy.
We're in Disney canon now, not legacy canon.
Not legacy canon. Now, talk to me about that bomb drop. Why did he drop that bomb there?
I don't really know. Because no one's going that way.
Yeah, exactly.
Jamie, from the future, watching this back, why did you drop the bomb there?
So do you think Bobber's just going to move through these and fire out the rear? I think that's a good move he's done with, I think it's Gideon.
The K-turn.
Yeah.
Gideon's K-turn. Del Boy is trying to block.
I think what Jamie has to do here is a 1 forward and then a 1 bank boost to get that shot on Gideon before he's taking that shot back.
Yeah, if he's tried to turn in at all, he's going to struggle. Unless he's gone real fast. He's gone real fast.
Yeah. So what's the striker going to do?
Now here's the thing, right?
Yeah.
If he doesn't boost, the bomb drop next turn is beautiful.
Yeah, I get that, Rich, route denial, but there's nobody going down that route.
When you've only got 2 procs mines for the whole game, I'm not sure.
Trust me, I think I've got a little bit of experience with bombs.
Yeah. He went 1 straight out the back where he was, I would have understood potentially. But emoning anything there just puts the bomb too far out.
Yeah.
I think. I don't think you deny anything by putting that procs mine there.
I think it's just
because he could.
Yeah. It would have been better in the channel between the rocks and the edge of the board, to be fair.
That's what I'm saying. A 1 drop straight out the back where he was.
Yeah. Has he got Skill Bombardier on it? No.
No, because of Skill Bombardier, you have to have the Marauder title.
Yeah.
Not Andrasta. So you give up one of your bomb slots and you give up Hand Gunner and Bobber.
Yeah, okay.
So the gunner slot's not worth it.
Okay. So Rich has gone into splitting hairs mode.
Yeah.
No, it's a fair point. It is a fair point. Did he ailerons there? So
yeah, that was ailerons.
And then boost through.
The advanced aliens, he's probably K-turning or slooping or something.
Why has he gone that way?
Slooping. Sloopy doops, sir.
Oh, okay. Cool. Cool.
And he'll get range 1 in the side.
Okay.
But the bomb next turn is going to be actually that will fit, yeah.
Do you know what? I do like Ash's tokens.
The templates?
No, the tokens.
Yeah. I think they might be buy the same token ones, the black edition. They're very nice though.
That's in there, dude.
That's
a great That's a great move. I can't.
They need a new marker for Emon.
Oh, is it good? Is it through there?
Maybe it's not. It's sure. It has to be in.
Yeah, that's in. All
That's
day
definitely in. It's just the 2 straight on Emon's too long. Why are they taking the template?
Yeah,
Oh,
Ash.
now they moved the 2 bank. Now we don't know where. Oh, boys. Oh, boys.
It's hashtag put it where you like moment.
This is absolutely put it where you like now. I mean, it definitely fit. Okay, maybe it didn't fit.
Well, they're saying it
I'm
didn't.
convinced.
So
I'm convinced it fit. But
I'm not sure it's a
yeah,
major
we're not
thing.
down there.
Yep. So hashtag put it where you like.
That was a
the
hashtag. Put it where you like, wasn't it?
That's the first one of the evening.
Bloody hell.
I'm liking it.
Just put it anyway. Yes, yes, Charles.
We love it. We love it. Right, let's hold on. There we go.
Luke's losing his mind. Oh.
So all Bob has got to do really is just tightly sex tape. Put it where you like. Tuesday night fly casual. Try and keep it PG, son.
Yeah, just put it anywhere.
Let's put it anywhere.
Oh dear, boys. Oh, Rich. Surely it's got to be a bank boost there, isn't it? Or not? Surely Vader's going to go 1 forwards. Focus.
Yeah.
Rip a hole in Bobber.
And then, yeah, but Bob will have his re-roll.
Yeah, he'll still take 2 damage.
Probably, yeah. Yeah, and it's going to be critical as well.
Well, he's got shields. But...
Yeah. He's
Ooh,
he's supernatural.
supernatural. Not a 1 forwards.
So, do you remember about 6 months ago when Ash and Katie came into store and said, "Teach me how to play X-Wing"?
Is that Kato? No.
He got scared, I think.
Oh, Ash.
I think he got scared.
There's a Proxmine over there, son.
Yeah, that's all right because he's got like.
I'm sorry. I told you dropping that Proxmine was a great idea, didn't I?
Mate, seriously, you are the king of tapbacks.
I said all along that Proxmine was genius.
Mate, it was rubbish.
It was rubbish. You got lucky with that.
He got lucky. You know. But do you remember when Ash and Katie came in and said, "Teach us how to play X-Wing"?
Yeah,
You know, and now here he is on a stream at Weekend Warlords.
absolutely.
And he did all right at Nationals.
Yeah,
You know, and he's part of the team. So
he is.
one of my favourite people called Ash.
Yeah, he's not been down a lot because he's been,
He's been
sorting his
moving
house
house.
out. He has
Yeah,
been
he's
moving
just-
house.
So, Katie, if you're still watching and listening, congratulations on getting your new house.
Absolutely.
It looks amazing from the photos that have been online.
Yeah, it does.
You know, so quality. I hope you and Ash are very happy there.
Yes.
And I think he's got his own games room as well.
Yeah, he seems very pleased with it.
Yeah, it's really cool. Is Ash still using Haribo for shield tokens? Oh, I don't know. Is Ash using Haribo for shield?
Gideon just
I
missed.
don't
him.
think he is he?
No, I don't think so.
Because that's a great shout.
Yeah, Haribo shield tokens. What happens if you have R2D2?
Regurgitation.
Oh,
Carrots.
Steve.
Carrots come back, son.
Carrots can be. Oh, you can't.
You can use
carrot.
lumps of carrots because they don't digest well.
Oh dear.
So what we got here then?
Emon's shooting Gideon, probably for the kill.
Have we got a heater on there?
Yeah, it's right next to you.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you got the heater. I'm on the cheap seats now.
Who's the best Ash?
Oh, that's a good question. I think Little Ash.
Yeah. I think so. Not Ash Brooks.
Nah, who cares about Ash?
Yeah, exactly. Rasta and Ash.
What's that?
I don't know. It's the warm-up show for us. On a Monday, it's a warm-up show for us.
Excellent.
Haribo shield tokens, which you eat when you lose, with as much regen in the list as possible, so you can eat the whole bag. I'm in.
Perfect.
I'm in. Yeah. So actually,
So what you want is Miranda, alongside something with R2D2 crew for infinite regen. Perfect.
is it infinite?
They both can regenerate shield as long as they have no shield. So technically, yes, as long as you keep taking a damage and regenerating a shield.
Ash Wednesday is probably the best Ash.
Nah.
Shrove Tuesday's better, surely.
Yeah, Tuesday.
Yeah. Okay.
There's fly casual on the Tuesday, of course.
Yeah,
the Tuesday's
fly
better.
casual. You can't have like Shrove Tuesday. Well, that means we'll be broadcasting on Pancake Day.
We can have pancakes.
Shall we have? We'll have the camera set up then, and we can have pancakes while
Yeah,
we're eating.
absolutely.
Because you guys will obviously love to see us eating while the stream's going on.
They can think of nothing better.
Exactly. And I will go with Jif lemon, and some sugar, and possibly some vanilla ice cream.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Not the cheapo stuff. The stuff with the actual black bits of vanilla in.
Yeah.
The pods. Hi Kay. I played a triple regen list in first edition where I used chocolate coins as shield tokens. The plan was to make my opponent eat them each time they were lost, and
Gonk is infinite.
win by type 2 diabetes.
Yeah, type 2 diabetes is a good win condition. Gonk though, Gonk's the one. So I did make a list.
So the
That I never flew.
Have you seen the Tavson Gonk list?
No.
So Tavson takes 2 damage, regens a shield.
You just burn both your charges against you. That's amazing. I was going to put Gonk on Whisper. I never got round to it.
What for?
For a laugh.
Oh, okay. 10 point
Point
laugh.
Gonk, yeah.
So Rich said he'd watch us eating pancakes.
I feel like everyone complains that Whisper rocking around with Vader in the back is ridiculous as an idea, right? What if Whisper had a Gonk as a passenger?
that would be
entirely reasonable, I think.
I think we should do that one night. Just put the most ridiculous upgrades on ships
Yeah. They clearly don't belong.
that clearly don't belong, and then just fly them on the stream and see
Yeah.
what happens.
What's the worst that can happen?
What's the worst going to come?
Gonk in Whisper. I think that made the crew slot look sillier than anything else. Gonk
Yeah.
in a Whisper.
Gonk. What else could you put on Whisper?
There's nothing else that's silly. I don't think.
Salty was talking about putting Perceptive Co-Pilot on Whisper, and I'm like, what for?
Gonk. Same
Yes.
price pattern.
Yeah.
Gonk Tavson you should do though.
Let the viewers pick the nonsense. That's fair.
Yeah.
So yeah, you know, because that's. Do you know what Tavson, right, is actually pretty tanky.
Yeah.
You know, because if you just
Just
need
because
to
you don't want to
take-
shoot him.
you just sit him in front of them with no tokens, right?
Yeah.
And then you take damage and you just token up. And because you're running at PS3, you're
Yeah.
the guy that's shooting at you in your front arc. You focus target locked him for that 4 dice shot back. At range 1, it's even better.
Yeah.
I was playing Scott earlier tonight, and he did exactly that with Fen Rao.
He shot Tavson.
He shot Tavson at range
Mistake.
1. He crapped out on his dice and hit for 2. I took both damage.
Yeah.
So
You don't want to roll an evade there, do you?
I don't. I'd be disappointed if I actually evaded.
Oh yeah. Absolutely.
That could be game 3 on Tuesday night. Just run polls on the stream throughout the first 2 games to pick game 3's lists.
Oh yeah, I'd run a random list.
Yeah. Well, we could get them to email them in,
Yeah, email in your best list suggestions. Go on.
and they can cheer for the best list.
Oh,
That'd be nice.
dirty. Like it.
Because if we're going to sell our souls by playing rubbish lists, you need to pay
Well,
for that soul selling.
Gonk Tavson is not rubbish.
Gonk Tavson is
I will
a
not
thing.
have Gonk be called rubbish.
Advanced sensors, Gonk Tavson.
Yeah.
Because if you take the damage, the advanced sensor's switched off because it's in the activation phase. So you can still do those actions.
Wait, hold on. Run me through it.
So advanced sensors,
Yeah.
right? So you can advance sensors an action,
Yeah.
right? Like a reinforce to limit the damage that's going to come through.
Yeah.
Do your move, yeah? And then at the end of the activation phase, advanced sensors are then done. So in the combat phase, engagement phase, your actions are then open up again.
Well, as soon as
So you can gonk.
Tavson stops being the active ship, advanced sensor switches off. Even earlier than that.
Shall we have a
So
look at the wording?
you can still do other actions in the activation phase, just not during Tavson's activation. So if you coordinate Tavson, say, then you could
coordinate a gonk.
coordinate a Gonk. Yes, I like it.
That's just ridiculous.
Just have Tavson with 2 TIE fighters with squad leaders, so they can both coordinate a full Gonk.
So I'm going to just
Perfect.
literally put the card up over everything that's going on, just for my, because we're not watching the game.
Emon's going around the card.
So after you reveal your die, you may perform one action. If you do, you cannot perform another action during your activation.
Yes. So as soon as you stop being an active ship, Advanced Sensor stops restricting you.
Yeah. So you can then coordinate an action onto it,
You can.
or you can gonk it.
Yes. Lord and Saviour Gonk.
Set up, lose a charge, action, recover a charge, action, spend one charge to recover a shield.
Yes, and they're separate actions, so you can do them both in the same turn.
So spend a charge, recover a charge on gonk.
Yeah, exactly.
Second damage, spend a charge, spend that charge on gonk, recover a
Yes.
shield.
It's perfect.
Happy days. Can I email in a list that I've stolen from Ryan? That's
Super
from,
Venny.
that's from Paul.
No. Don't email in Venny.
So no then.
I've already got Venny.
That's the short answer.
Yeah.
I like it.
Venny is a babe, though.
Is he?
Oh, yeah. Did you see what... You didn't see what he did to Dan's bobber on Saturday?
Yeah, we went to a tournament on Saturday, didn't we?
We did.
We went to the very, very good Boards and Swords up in Derby.
Yeah. Lovely guys run it. Your store.
It was pretty cool. We had a really good day.
Yeah.
I had an absolute drubbing at the hands of Miles Stevenson in round one.
I heard.
My dice were just rubbish. I flew it really well, my list. He flew his list really well.
And then dice
and
were
then
dice.
dice with dice, you know. But that's... I think the dice variance in 2.0 will settle down. You know, and it's
Inevitably, yeah, like 1.0 did.
mud dice.
Mud
Yeah,
dice.
mud dice. And there's a lot of people finding that, you know, it's Rasta especially. Rasta's mentioned this on a few occasions. And we all know that guy's kind of alright at X-Wing.
He's okay.
Not as good as his son,
No.
you know, but he's won a couple of trophies, right? And when he says, I flew perfectly, I engaged perfectly, and I lost because of dice, that shows that the game still isn't in a position where it's rewarding good flying.
Probably
Do you know what I
not.
mean?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Because that was
It can be frustrating.
that was part of the 1.0 issue, is that because of things like TLT, you didn't have to fly. You just had to make sure you're in range 3, and you could still get a couple of taps off. You know,
Yes.
a bit like your bomber list,
Yeah.
which is pretty ridiculous. I flew against 2 bombers at the weekend,
Yeah, you did.
and I lost on the last turn of the game
Yeah, you
because
did.
I didn't disengage and I went in for the kill.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yep.
so there's lesson learned there.
Yeah.
You know, but I had some really good games, and I like the guys up in Derby. You know,
Yeah, the nice guys there.
they're pretty
A good laugh.
cool. Played a guy called Steve and I played a guy called John. Don't remember his surnames if you're watching. Sorry about that. But they were great opponents. You know, John was flying this ridiculous double mining guild tie with a quad jumper and Fen Rao and another thing. It was madness. I just didn't know where it was going to be. But you know, that went to the wire as well, and I've just managed to nick the win. But that was cool.
Oh, Vader.
So Luke's saying still don't want 2.0 with expertise, etc. FFG need to find the right balance in 2.0. They do. They
Yeah.
do need to find the right balance.
No dice variance is as big a problem as lots of dice variance. So,
Yeah, and I think what they've tried to do is limit actions to stop that dice variance.
yes.
But when we're seeing pilots like Ray coming in saying you can spend a force to turn a blank to a hit or a blank to an evade, then I think that's quite a good mechanic.
Yeah.
But there's not a lot of blank modification mechanics in the game.
No.
Um,
No, there really isn't.
I'd be okay with auto mod upgrades with large base only limitation. Yeah, I think. Do you know what? There's a certain logic to that. I think. You know, slower, bigger base ships, which aren't as manoeuvrable, should be able to tank up a bit better.
Potentially. I think this is the reason I'm hopeful for 2.0 avoiding this sort of thing.
Yeah.
The reason I'm hopeful is the number of factions there are, because you can have more content without it just going. Because the problem with expertise, any ship with an EPT could fit it. The number of ships that could equip that card in the game was insane. And this is why push limit was so prevalent, wasn't it? Because you could just fit it to anything.
Yeah, and I agree with Poe's ability being a pseudo push the limit.
Yeah,
I think
because
that's good.
when that ability is only on one ship, it's way easier to balance.
Yeah.
When
When it's available to everybody,
when it's available,
especially with veteran instincts as well.
Yeah, again, it's the same problem.
You know,
these cards become available to every pilot.
Yeah, you could take an average pilot and make him more competitive. And then it was the PS wars, wasn't it? It was like
PS11 was everywhere.
PS11s, PS10s, PS9s. You know,
anyone who was 5 and 6 was worthless. It was very frustrating. But the prevalence personally I thought was wrong with 1.0 was it's hard to balance cards when they can go on almost all the ships. That becomes a real difficult challenge.
Well,
whereas more factions, it lets you have a huge amount of ships.
Yeah,
we literally are boiling a kettle.
We are boiling a kettle.
We literally are. And I feel like there's more room to add in upgrades that are restricted in different ways. Large base is a good idea for restricting them in one way. You can also restrict them by faction. You know, there's all these different ways to restrict cards they now have.
So Charles has put an interesting point there. He says, yeah, I get that, but large base ships are made of tinfoil right now, and they can't hit as effectively as they used to.
Just like Venny.
Well,
Venny's the only large base ship I've got on with. I do agree with Charles, though. Large base ships in general are a problem. There's a couple that are fine.
2 base.
They're okay. Yeah, is that Vader getting hurt? Or is it, no, it'd be Duchess right in the back. Emon is a Duchess right out the back. There's a couple that are okay. So the Scum Falcon is alright.
Yeah.
I think the Resistance Bomber is just about okay.
Do you know what? Right?
It's not very flexible though, which is its biggest problem. But it's at least playable.
There's a lot of people not talking about the Shadowcaster.
Yes.
Now, the Shadowcaster is one of the only big base ships with 2 agility dice.
Yes.
Yeah?
10 health and 2 agility is a lot.
Yeah. So, the way to... What do? You have to tank that up to try and make that. So, Asajj Lats is still
Well, this is why I fly Venny, because Venny essentially does have 2 agility dice with his ability.
Yeah.
So I agree with you, yeah.
So, I'm surprised that we don't see more of the Shadowcaster on the table, because it's super manoeuvrable.
But it's lack of reposition, though.
But do you need repositioning on a big base ship? Yeah, think
It
about it.
depends on the
think
context
about
of the
it
bomb. The resistance bomb is
in
fine,
context
but I
terms.
think the Shadowcaster needs something. And
Like
if
what? What does it need?
I don't know.
You
But
can't
it's-
barrel roll it.
No, you probably
You
can't.
don't want to barrel
get away
roll
with
it.
that.
You could put a cloaking device on it and reposition that way.
Maybe. No, cloaking device is small, medium. You can't cloak a
Well,
large
you
base.
can with.
Oh, you can with
Visago.
Visago. Forget your scum.
Thanks, mate.
You just break
Thanks, mate.
all
Was
the
that
rules.
a personal slide?
Yeah, that was a
or-
personal slide, yeah.
Yeah. Cool.
Evening, Gemma.
Hi, Gemma.
Why are you not in the store?
So, Kay, the other thing about making upgrades more restricted is it allows faction identity much easier to form. Yeah, well, I agree with that, which becomes more important with more factions. You're right. I mean,
I feel like it's I just think it's easier to balance content when that content can't go on every single ship. Is my point.
So, Fish is saying that the caster needs a small points decrease.
I think a lot of large bases do.
I'm not sure it does.
You agree?
Yeah. I'm not sure it does. Asajj with Maul and Hate is 100 points.
Ooh, I'm not sure you get 100 points out of it though. Do you?
What? Well, so Asajj is 2 force, Maul is another force. So if you take any damage, you can regen those force.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you spend them on mods for attack. So therefore, you've then got you can take the evade on the ship, so you don't need your focus.
I think the mobile arc being 2 dice hurts them quite a lot.
There is even
If you're spending 100 points a ship and all it can do is shoot 2 dice out the side,
yeah.
and it can't even reposition to dodge things, it becomes quite predictable. It's fast, but it is quite predictable.
I think the biggest hit for the Shadowcaster was the turret going down to 2 dice.
Yeah.
However, consider this, right?
I feel like they've...
Sabine with Perceptive Co-Pilot. That's all you need.
Yeah. It's similar to Venny, and I do agree with you.
And possibly Lone Wolf.
The thing that I feel large bases have been hurt on is that they've had 360 turrets are dead, they're gone, so now you've got a less efficient weapon, either because you've got less arc because you're in a Falcon with only 180 degrees of arc and it's in 2 different directions,
Yeah.
or you're a Lancer where the side gun is worse. You're in most large bases in one of these 2 positions where the guns are worse either through dice or through lack of arc.
Yeah.
And they haven't been given anything to compensate. They haven't been given reposition. They haven't been given more health. They haven't been given better dials, but they've stayed the same points,
Yeah.
essentially.
Yeah.
So they've been hurt, and they've not been price reduced because of that. And they've just been sort of left to just sort of kind of
Does it-
just a little bit.
So, Mr. Finlayson, hi James, saying that the caster needs to lose a crew slot and gain a gunner slot.
Well, so you've got 2 crew, no gunner, so you'd
Yeah.
have 1 of each. I kind of get that, yeah, a bit more flexibility, because what 2 crew would
you
you
could,
put on?
well, you'd put agile gunner on, wouldn't you?
Yeah, but that's 10 points now.
yeah,
I think
but
Gyro used to be 3 in
Yeah.
1.0, and now it's
But
10 points the same ability.
Yeah, fair.
This is what I mean. The large bases have had all of these things taken away from them, and they haven't had a points decrease because of it.
Yeah.
And that's why they're hurting across the board, in my opinion. I'm happy to be wrong. I'm happy to be disagree with. But that's my opinion.
Yeah, no, that's fair. That's fair. Decimator's still strong, underused right now.
It depends on matchup. The problem the Decimator has is...
Again, it's manoeuvrability.
Yeah, manoeuvrability, definitely. But at the moment, lists consist of more ships than they did at the end of 1.0, which negatively affects 0 agility ships a lot more than others.
So Laszlo's saying that I played double casters for 7 months in 1.0. I even played that in Coventry when we met Steve. Yep, I remember.
Yeah, that was the first time I met you as well.
They lacked the
Laszlo.
illicits and they got 2 slots on them for nothing. Thrust me. I've tried them around. I wouldn't like to thrust you, but I would trust you.
Yeah, I played against Laszlo that day actually when he had the double casters.
Oh, did you?
Yes, I did.
I mean, the caster can gain access to hand gunner means the awesome dial is out to use and the ship can evade focus. Yeah, fair. It's a
Yeah,
fair
that's a good point
It's a fair
actually.
point.
Yeah, if hand gunner can go on, then you do.
But
get
what
a lot of
about
flexibility.
Sabine with perceptive? Because Sabine's ability to defend.
Well, Sabine's
when
ability is the
defending,
same
if
as Venny's, isn't it?
if
Pretty
it's a-
much.
if
But it's
it's a
only
zero-
your mobile.
If it's a 0-2 in your mobile arc, you can add an eye result.
Yeah, it's just Venny but
Yeah.
worse.
So you
So I do-
perceptive co-pilot use 1 for attack and 1 for. So you're guaranteeing 1 evade.
Yeah,
If they're in your side arc.
try it, man. Just put it on the table. Yeah, why are you finding the attackers? Yeah,
Again, it's
like
not hyperspace though. It's not hyperspace.
it's Venny but worse. So I get you. I'm already using a similar mechanic because Venny's just any mobile arc on your team, and you add an eyeball to your defense roll.
So Vader went over the rock rather than taking the bomb. I think that's a good.
Worst case, you get the bomb. And,
Yeah.
Oh, he's still gonna need the bomb, isn't he? Oh, Ash is in big trouble here.
But it will go onto his shields. But
It's hit Bobber as well.
Bobber
But
will
Bobber
take
takes a shield. The TIE Fighter takes a crit. It's bad times.
yeah, it was good. Ash just used supernatural reflexes while stressed on Vader. I noticed that as well.
I wasn't paying attention.
Yeah.
I was busy talking about large bases being rubbish.
Yeah, we'll pick him up on it after, dude. We don't want to.
Yeah, well, it's too late now, isn't it? Now they bumped the ship, they don't know where it was.
So, Jamie, Jamie's been flying these double sprays for a while, just to
Yeah, a
change
couple
the
of
subject
weeks.
slightly.
He's
And
he's focusing hyperspace.
and I think he's actually quite enjoying it. He was saying earlier he's quite enjoying.
Yes.
But we know 2 ship builds. Right. So here's a question for you: 2 ship builds in extended are not as powerful as they possibly
It's
could
either
be.
Bob or Guri, or you're doing it wrong, in my
Yeah.
opinion.
But in hyperspace is a 2 ship list. Does the restriction of the upgrades and the cards mean that a 2 ship list becomes more competitive.
I think this two-ship list is competitive in hyperspace. Definitely. I would be fearful of the points change because I think Bob is going to go up, I think Raw is going to go up, and I think Han Solo's also going to go up.
What, Scumhan?
Yes, gonna.
Oh, hang on, yeah.
So I think 3 ships in that build, 3 cards in that build are all going to increase in price.
So Charles is saying Vader and Quiz. You're saying it's
Yeah,
sick?
but Inquisitor is not hyperspace. I assume you mean
No.
the pilot, Charles. Because that ship's not
No, no.
hyperspace.
So when hyperspace kicks in properly, because the first few are coming up now. You know, next couple of weeks, I think we're going to start seeing hyperspace hit the tables at various stores, mainly in the south and in the London area.
Yeah.
So I think the guys at Asmodee have given the dates out as kind of regions. I know, 'cause they are replacing regionals.
Yeah. I was saying Vader and Inquisitor is a 2-ship list.
Oh right.
I'm
okay.
not brave enough to fly that kind of 2-ship list. That's nuts.
It was only recently I moved away from my double spray list, still thinking of using it in hyperspace if it survives the 28th. But do you know what, right? This whole thing about the 28th, I think I know I'm different to a lot of people in the way I view things, and part of the way I view things, especially with the game, is, do you know what, we get, and we just have to learn it again.
Yeah.
You know, and people, I've seen people online and on various forums and sites and stuff are actually getting a bit kind of vexed about points and arguing what they think the points should be.
It's silly.
Now, I get that. I feel, you know, you've got a gut feel of like, well, I think this card should go up and I think this one should come down a little bit, and that's cool. But
Yeah.
we'll get what we'll get. But then when we get what we'll get, I guarantee what we'll also get is people that disagree
Oh, probably.
with the points. And
You're not going to get it so everyone's happy.
I hope
Crazy.
that those that are threatening to not play hyperspace actually carry that threat out. And I know that's quite a controversial thing for me to say, but do you know what? If you're not going to enjoy
If
the
you
game and you're basing your win conditions on how much a card costs, then come on, you know, just do something different. You've been dealt that hand, just play it.
Yeah, either
to the
play it
best
or
of
get
your-
out,
yeah.
to be honest.
Fold it
Because
and go, or just play
I
it.
think
and just play the
hyperspace,
game.
hyperspace is good for the health of the game,
Yeah.
and it keeps it varied. And there is, forgive me if I'm wrong, but I believe the long-term plan for hyperspace is it's always going to be the same amount of ships, but those ships are going to rotate in and out of hyperspace. They're all going to be extended, but they're all going to rotate in and out of hyperspace. So it's going to stay flexible.
Yeah, I genuinely see.
Which is good,
I've mentioned this before a few weeks ago on the stream when I was talking about it with Tim, and I basically said along the lines of, you know, hyperspace is designed not for the people that have been playing for 4 years and know the game inside out.
No.
Hyperspace has been designed to attract new players and make it simpler for people to get hold of, pick it up and have a go with it.
Yeah,
So
you're right.
do we want to cater for the community that, let's be fair, it's an awesome community and there's hundreds of thousands of us in the UK alone that play, sorry, there's thousands of us, not hundreds of thousands.
Yeah, I know.
There's thousands of us that play in the UK at a super high competitive level. And it seems to me that those that consistently make those super high competitive cuts are the ones that are having the problems with hyperspace. Now that speaks
Well, it
volumes
destabilises
to me.
the game, isn't it?
Well,
And if
no,
you're
it
in a position where you're very good and you're consistently doing well, you don't want the game to be destabilised from a personal point of view, do you?
No, you're absolutely right, but you have to remember why FFG have done it, and that
I totally agree with
that
it.
is to widen the game to a Star Wars community that is tens of millions and millions of people around the world.
I think having 2 formats run side by side is a good way to go.
So, damn right, Steve. Players catered for me when I was new, so now it's only fair for us to do it for the next batch. You're right. It's
I
our
agree.
responsibility of people that. And do you know what? I haven't been playing in this competitive scene for long, compared to some people,
No, we've only been able.
and I don't feel that gives me a right to have a voice about it.
Yeah.
But I still have a voice, and I still have an opinion, whether you agree with it or not.
we
Not
haven't
you.
even been playing 2 years, have we? Me
No.
and you.
So for me, I genuinely think that hyperspace is healthy for the game. I think it
agree.
levels the playing field somewhat, and the only advantage that people have got that were top end in 1.0 and in extended is the fact that they know how their ships move.
Yes.
They know a tactic or two. Do you know what I mean?
Yes.
When you change the upgrade cards, you change the tactics.
You do.
So
Yeah.
because you can't fly a ship the way you used to fly it and get the same results with it, that doesn't mean to say that it's broken or wrong or rubbish. It just means it's different, and you've just got to relearn it. You must unlearn what you've learned. Yoda said that.
He did.
You know, that's the Yoda crew card. Unlearn what you've learned. Spend a force, have a tap back.
Oh.
Unlearn what you've learned.
Have a tap back.
So 2 bank onto a rock, you just clip it, you think, that was rubbish. Do you know what? I'm going to tap that back. I'm going to reset my dial and I'm going to go again.
Bit powerful.
Yeah, but 30 points.
Bit controversial, but yeah.
One shot use. No, it's a charge, not a force.
One time tap.
One time tap back. Okay, so Luke's saying, I wasn't looking forward to hyperspace, but with 7 factions it should be fine, so now I have loads of hyperspace lists.
Yeah, I find hyperspace more fun to build for than
Yeah, I
extended.
do. It's more limited, but do you know what? You have to think more about the synergies.
Yeah.
Mr. Stander, if we are only going to run events for people who have everything because they've been playing longer, then we put off new players and therefore the game slowly dies. That's you said it so much better than I did.
Yes.
You know, I'm nothing without my insert broken upgrade here. If you're nothing without, then you shouldn't have it. I am under no illusion that my first and only tournament win was because of bombs and TLT.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna lie.
But you do a disservice when you boil your list down to that.
Well, that's what it was.
No, I know. But it was the
Does Jamie
way
put, Jamie put that onto a rock?
Yeah, to dodge the prox one, which is the right choice. He's fine on the roll. He can still hang gunner for defence. Not that he needs to.
Miko is toast.
Miko is toast. He's got a fuel leak and 2 health. He is definitely toast. But he had nowhere to go because Bob was in the way of the barrel, I think.
So why does... Okay, so James Finlayson saying, why does the game die if you cater for the community that supported your game for 5 years? Because
you still need a fresh intake.
Yeah. Because
people are leaving all the time.
Yeah.
So you need people joining all the time.
Yeah. So it's like a carousel. It's like a revolving door.
Yeah.
You know, for every new player we get, someone goes.
Yeah.
You know, and the community is, let's say it's 5,000 strong. Next year it may be 4,000 strong because they've changed the game. But as more and more people buy into that, then it may be 6,000 strong in 2 years' time. So it's about growth and it's about, you know, constant reevaluation.
Yeah.
For me. So I get what James is saying.
Sam Woods is a good point. There's so many pilots that are not viable and extended.
Yeah.
The thinking of extended as anything as a possibility is wrong because there are restrictions in there, but they're not by the game; they're by the meta.
Yeah, you're right.
So really, extended is a restricted format anyway.
No, I get that. Do you know what? There's people in this community that can pick up any ship in the game and do well with it, and I mean any ship. You know, I would put Rasta in there. I would put Jesper in there. I would put James Finlayson in that bracket. Do you know what? Because they're just top level players. You know?
Yeah, Fishy as
so
well.
And Fish, yeah,
Fishy
sorry, Fish. Yeah,
because the way Fishy picked up Bob Aguri was crazy impressive.
So,
actually.
But that doesn't take away from the fact that, and I'm going to say it, the elite group of players that you see, Dale Cromwell, you know, Andy Patterson to a certain point of view, you know, Lewis Witham, it's people that are top end players that consistently do well no matter what. They're not saying the game's broken.
Yeah.
You know, whereas it's the 20-60-20 thing for me. 20% of people will always be rubbish at this game, but they'll love playing it. 60% of people will be in that competitive kind of middle ground where I can put a good list together and I can fly and I'm great, and sometimes they break through to the top end, and sometimes they don't, and that sort of thing.
I think that's me and you.
Possibly, you know, and there's probably sort of 80% of the warlords that are like that.
Yeah.
You know, but then that top 20%, like your Jespers, like your Simeons, like your Rasters, you know,
They just
your
see it, don't they?
They just see it
differently.
and it's like they've got a different. It's on a different level.
Yeah.
And that's really, really,
bizarre.
it's really cool. And they're, to me, I look at those people and go, do you know what? I want to beat you
Oh yeah.
because you're so much better at this game than I am. And for me to beat you would be actually a bit of a kudos for me. It would probably only happen once in 5 years. But do you know what? Just that once is great.
I beat Fishy once, and it was at Nationals as well.
But
On his first chance. But then he just keeps beating me now. I can't... he keeps bringing Bobaguri and ruining me.
yeah,
This is basically what's happening.
but for me, it's actually really, it's really cool that hyperspace almost resets it. Doesn't quite reset it, but it almost resets it. And there's a lot of people out there that you would consider at that more towards the top end of our community, from a performance point of view, that actually don't particularly enjoy what's going on with hyperspace. And you see it online, you see it in the groups, you see people saying, oh, hyperspace, this is rubbish, I'm going to leave, because they can't fly what they consider to be awesome top end lists, which is now broken.
Yeah. I just think it's a great way to reset the meta without adding any new content, because you see that content differently. Personally. Nice one, Charles. Excellent work, sir.
So I've played the game since its inception. I've seen a few people drop the game, but I've seen new people join the game at all points. First edition, I love the game. Yeah, cool. This attitude we need to pander to new players because they're very new is very short-sighted, and existing players more likely to buy every ship from the next wave than the new player is.
It's tricky.
That is, and I
don't think hyperspace is against existing players.
I respect that opinion, and I do.
I do.
You know, because I respect James, and James is, you know, top guy, right?
Yeah.
However, that doesn't mean I have to agree with that.
No.
And I don't agree with that for the point of we're not pandering to new players. We're opening the thing up.
We're giving them a fair shot.
We are not X-Wing. FFG is X-Wing.
Yes.
And FFG,
whether you like it or not,
have a global economy to consider. Now, when 1.0, after 4 or 5 years, gets to a point where even the top players are saying this is broken, FFG have to do something. They have reset it, but the biggest thing I think which is grating on people is they're making major tournaments hyperspace, and that is for the reason is that they want to promote the new waves of the ships. They want to promote the new ways of playing.
Yeah.
Extended stuff will fast turn into kind of legacy stuff. You know, it's like I guarantee, right? 6 months, and please forgive me if I'm wrong on this, but I would absolutely put my house on it if I had a house. That in 6 months' time, people don't want to play extended. Because as hyperspace develops, hyperspace opens up, and they may make one of those cards legal. They may bring in biohex crypts of decimal codes, whatever it's bloody called. They may bring in electronic baffle to say. They may bring Debris Gambit in to say, do you know what? That's now hyperspace legal, and filter it in so they've got control of the growth.
Yes.
For me, and it's not about the community, but it is about the community. But it's about constricting that community to play under a format which doesn't let the game get out of control.
Yeah.
And that's my view on that.
Yeah, major tournaments are extended, but the lower level tournaments are gearing towards hyperspace, which is where new players start.
Opens, Euros and Worlds are all confirmed extended format.
And to be fair,
cool.
the second day of the Open is hyperspace as
So
well.
the
Open is both.
Yeah, that's fine, but you gain entry to Worlds through hyperspace.
Yes. There's hyperspace route to Worlds.
You know, you get a buy at Euros
you can,
because you win a hyperspace tournament. So what they're trying to do is they're trying to amalgamate the two. Yeah. But that's not to say that
hyperspace is your way in, for sure.
Yeah. It's not to say that hyperspace in its current form is going to be what it's going to look like in 6 months' time. what they've got is
No.
they've got so many shackles on it that they can remove a couple of those shackles every now and again to test the balance of the game.
Yeah.
And I think that's why they've done it, because when a new player comes in, they don't care about 1.0.
No.
They don't
have
care
no
about
context.
it. They've got no context.
It's great.
Yeah. This is what it is. Brilliant. Hold on a minute. I've got this really great list, and then I'm going to this tournament, and you're flying. Well, hold on a minute. That's not been released yet, and that's not been released yet. And that's
Yeah,
not
what
been
the hell is a
released
TIE
yet.
Phantom?
Yeah, what's that?
What's a Hawk?
I've never flown against that at all.
Not
Do you
just
know
that,
what
but
I
I've
mean?
never. What's a jump master? To anyone who doesn't play X-wing, what is a jump master?
Yeah, exactly.
Who?
Exactly. Totally sex tape, isn't it?
No, but you know what I mean. Like, I remember, right? This takes me back. The first game of X-wing I ever watched when I was thinking, oh, maybe I'd play that game, was the 2016 World's Final. I think it was, and it was the one Nantorf's one.
Yeah.
And he had double jump masters against a K-wing and an E-wing, right?
Yeah.
And I looked at that and I go, what the hell are those ships? Never seen them before. I turn it off and I look at Armada instead.
Yeah.
That was my first reaction to X-wing.
Okay.
Was I looked at a World Championship final and turned it off
Well, and that's because
because I didn't think it didn't look very accessible.
yeah. So
It was
you
like,
know,
what the hell are these ships? What is going on?
let's not try and cover up the fact that there's a marketing issue here.
Yeah,
You know, FFG are marketing this game. They've reset it not because of us.
no, because it needs. They want to get as much life of
They've
it as
reset
possible.
it despite us. Do you know what I mean?
I kind of get what you mean. Yeah,
So we are the feedback for FFG
yeah,
in all its forms.
yeah.
And the feedback
like it or
was,
not.
it's broke. Hi Bonsai 15, how you doing? The feedback is that it was broken.
It got pretty toxic, didn't it? At the end of 1.0.
Yeah. And you had. Where did I go? I went to France with James, actually, with James Finlayson and Rasta. And do you know what? We did a count the top 16 cut, right?
Yeah.
We did a count of the 16 players. There was more TLTs on those 16 games. Sorry, top
Yeah.
32. There was more TLTs in those 16 games than there were players.
Yeah. And who wants to watch that?
Yeah.
How is that a good advert
There was
for the game?
more. There was more Nimranda and Fen Ghost at that tournament than any other list. It made up about 60% of the room. Just those two lists.
I'm not
Now,
surprised.
if that's not broken, what is? Now we've got all this wonderful stuff where we're trying to relearn the game, and I'm not saying that you're not going to get a couple of lists which go, you know, to the top of the meta or anything like that. But what I am saying is that
They're trying to keep the meta diverse without just.
what they're doing is they're choking it in a certain respect.
Yeah, to keep it
just keep it diverse.
But the other alternative is just pump out new content, which in the end broke the system.
Yeah.
So
Ash has put Vader.
you got there's two ways you shake up the meta. You either rotate things out, which is
Yeah.
what hyperspace is going to end up being, or you just pump out new content.
Yeah.
And pumping out
But-
new content is not a long-term solution.
No, but pumping out new content without some kind of governance won't work.
Yeah, that's what we saw.
That's what happened in 1.0.
That's what we learned from it.
Yeah, so Charles, to be fair, right, I was loving towards the end of 1.0, he craves a challenge.
Yeah,
And
fair.
that was the same with me. I take a list which no one really thought was top end and try and beat top end stuff with it.
For me, the most fun part of 1.0 was after 2.0 was announced.
Yeah, because no one cared.
No one cared. It was brilliant.
And there was some weird lists that came out which were just ridiculously
suddenly,
brutal.
suddenly everyone put their ghosts down and then their Mirandas down, didn't they? a little
Yeah.
bit, and had a laugh.
Because it's not about winning then, it's about waiting for the next thing to come out so we can go again,
Yes,
you know?
there was a lot.
Anyway, that's
my opinion.
yeah. So thanks for joining in on that, guys.
Oh, is
Really-
Vader going to spend his focus to pump the 2 crits through? No, let's not, Bonsai. Let's never bring back that. Oh, he's not spending the focus. What a wuss. You wuss, Ash.
Yeah. What's the reroll for?
I don't know. Lone Wolf.
Yeah. Had a game where 1.0 Death Rain basically soloed Ghost Fen. It was godly. Do you know, I was
You'd
in.
feel superhuman at that point, wouldn't you, for doing that?
I was. Yeah.
That's pretty impressive.
I was in France, right, and I legit beat Ghost Fen in the hyperspace on day 2 of System Open. I legit beat it, and it was the best moment of my life.
Yeah.
Do you know what? Sod having my kids born, sod being there when they were there. Beating Ghost Fen was legit the best
Let's
moment.
hope they don't watch.
Yeah. PJC, I want to be a player who runs the same list over and over and becomes known for it. The disappointing part about the move from 1.0 to 2.0 for me was I finally found a list that I was going to run for ages, and in 2.0 I'm still looking for it. But that's because it's been choked.
It has, yeah.
You'll find it, PJ. You will.
Yeah, I'm still known for you.
I mean,
It happens.
I've got my double bombers with Torquil Mux, and I went 6th here in a tournament with it.
Yeah, you're known for Nim Sol.
You know, so for me, I think Nim has actually got a shout in the current meta, the extended meta. 5 rounds, 1 ship with harpoons, 17 harpoons fired by Vinder during the tournament. The last version won I did at Warlords. There you go. And if that's not broken, what is?
Yes.
Do you know what I mean? It was ridiculous. When we look back and we actually put it down on paper, like we've seen on the screen,
Yeah.
it was.
But the thing that made Harpoons
It was
was
ridiculous.
guidance chips. Because can you imagine in 2.0 having it? Oh, turn a blank to a crit.
Yeah. Well.
What?
Good evening, live stream dream team. That's Matt Whittam. Hi,
Evening,
Matt.
Matt.
Are you caught at college again, mate? You know, maybe utilising their equipment for particular acrylic type things. I'm not saying anything. That's it. I've done
More
my
Dream
bit.
Team swag.
Yeah, more Dream Team swag.
Hey.
Whee!
Those range rules are lovely.
They're
Thank you,
mad,
Matt.
aren't
They're
they?
so
I have
nice.
them on my samurai stand at the side of the table.
Oh,
every
it was
day.
so good at Balls and Swords, wasn't it? There was
Yeah.
me and you. Tables next to each other with both our samurai swords out. Loving
Yeah.
it.
Okay, so I am Legendary 86. Hello there. Well, you have never have a list you can run forever now due to points adjustments. Yeah, I agree. It rewards your ability to list, build, and fly a variety of ships well. Do you know
Yeah.
what? There's multiple ways we can look at it, and I think that's valid.
Yeah.
I think that's fair. PJ, I beat Ghost Ahsoka in round 1 of the Open and then Ghost Fen in round 4. Beat Nim Miranda 2 in round 5. My list was very good against Ghost Miranda, but not so good against Nim Sol. Hey,
Yeah.
PJ?
You see, here's the thing, right? I agree with the list switching. It's hard to fly one list all the time. I don't do that. But for me, I have 2 chassis that are way more interesting than anything else for me. The same way you like the Skirg. For me, the U-Wing and the Resistance Bomber, the two
Yeah.
ships, I just adore those ships. And I just build them in lots of different ways.
Yeah.
So I don't fly that many different ships, but I build them differently to keep myself interested.
So
That's how I do it.
So my Nim Sol thing, right? I totally changed because it didn't fly the same as it did in 1.0.
No, it's entirely
I
different.
took
isn't
it off the table and I thought, do you know what? This is rubbish. And I then took Jude. It's not bedtime. He's lying. You can stay up for another hour and a half, mate.
We've got another 2 games to go, Jude. Buckle up, baby.
Yeah, buckle up, baby. You're in for the long haul. So what I did is I came away from it and I started flying things like Forlom and I started flying things like Nim still in a list, but not with Sol, because I just didn't think it was right. It wasn't a
Wasn't
2-ship
working,
list
was
wasn't
it?
working, and that's fine. However, and here's the thing. I did maybe 2 or 3 months of just flying other stuff, and then I went back to it,
Yeah, you were a fresh way.
and I totally rebuilt the list. So it was
Ground up.
ground
wasn't it?
up. So how do these ships now fly? How do I do it? And then I had fun with it again.
Yeah.
Torquil in that list is great. You know, Torquil with TAC officer.
What was a great call?
You know, TAC officer, Torquil, and squad leader. So you're getting the actions out on the.
Yeah, coordinate's really useful.
Coordinate's really useful in scum lists because we haven't got a lot of it.
No, squad leader and the escape craft are all you've got, aren't they? There's nothing with native coordinate apart from the escape craft, is there?
No,
Wow.
no. But first
Ooh.
order, it's all over the shop. You know, you've got cards that can got hooks. He can coordinate 3 ships in one go.
Yeah, he buffs the coordinate action, doesn't he?
You know, you've got So Luke's saying, when do we stop calling it 2.0 and just call it X-Wing?
Whenever you want, mate.
Yeah, you crack on, mate. There's no restrictions to your life that
No.
I'm going to put on you. Because even if I do put a restriction on it, you'll just have another go at it. That will never
Every
get
time.
old. That will never
Every
get
time.
old. It will never get old. What did you grind it with? Pestle and mortar. Grind mortar?
I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't know what we're grinding. What are we grinding, Clone? Who is Clone 1205? Ben just laughed at me when I asked him. They seem to like this range out they have. I think it's Ben, isn't it?
What, Clone 1205?
Yeah.
My favourite of all the clones?
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know who it is.
Really?
I genuinely don't know.
It's just me.
I ground up my list. My list built it from the ground up.
Oh,
So I ground it with a pestle and
ground it
mortar.
up with a pestle and mortar, mate.
Slight context.
Well ground,
yeah,
sir.
well ground, sir. Slight context, disparity there, but I'm happy to go with it.
Yeah, I think Bob was about to kill Vader.
Yeah, well, do you know what? He's done a bit with.
He's
Done a bit with Vader.
damage
I
off on.
I
Emo,
don't know
2
why
off
he
the
didn't
popper.
action off console fire instead of taking the focus.
Because he can survive the console fire when he rolls a hit like that.
But he's got
Oh,
three.
it's a crit. It's fine. Console fire did not detonate.
Oh, right, cool.
So that's why he was entirely correct to focus. This is going to be 4 hits, though, isn't it?
No.
Oh, he's got 2
Jamie
rerolls, though.
Bradley, your dice.
They have abandoned you, sir.
Oh, that's
Got
2
it.
hits.
That's
It's enough-
exactly lethal, though.
It's enough to kill him. Come on, Ash. Oh, the focus.
And he survives.
And he
baby.
survives.
See, focus was the right choice all along.
PJ, that's another thing about the update. I've yet to play something that I enjoy that I would also consider competitive. That's not me expecting to win every game. That's me walking into every game I play knowing I enjoy my list and I've got a chance to win. I don't know. I just think I'm falling out of love with playing the game. And do you know what? You're not the first person I've heard that from.
No, that has been a theme for the last few months of 2.0. Yeah, it's just struggling to find feats.
Yeah.
I feel like I've done it with the Resistance, definitely.
Yeah.
I feel like with the Resistance there's so many fun choices.
Do you know what ship that's actually ticking the box for me at the minute? Recoil.
I thought you were going to say the Upsilon. I thought you were going to say Tavson. I genuinely did.
Tavson's cool. Tavson with Gonk.
Tavson.
But
What
hi
guy?
Dallas. Dallas has just stopped
Hi,
by
Dallas.
to say hi. He'll be watching this back later. Dallas is in America. He's one of our American viewers.
He
so-
actually is in Dallas, I believe.
Yeah. No, he's in
Isn't that Dallas? From somewhere else.
Colorado.
Close enough.
Yeah,
That's
it's-
approximately Dallas.
It's all America to me.
Yeah. He's in the bit in the middle where no one lives.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the bit that Trump targeted for all the votes.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're not going to go
The
political.
desert bit.
The desert bit.
Yeah. Full of crazy people.
Yeah. Full of people that eat sand, like the sand people.
Full of sand people, yeah.
Yeah. Just as a point there, how cool are Jamie's tattoos? I know I mentioned this last week, but how cool are Jamie's tattoos? Look
He's
at
still not got them finished, has he?
No. Perhaps I see the one on his left arm. Sorry, his right arm there with the flames.
The flames.
There's a bit of black there that hasn't been filled in properly. Is it wrong that I just want to get a permanent marker on it?
You should just walk up to him, Mark, and just have a
While he's on there, I'm
entirely
just going
normal
to colour it
conversation
in.
with him and just start
Just
colouring
start
it in.
colouring
Don't
it
say
in.
anything.
Tennessee, Mid-South, baby.
Tennessee.
I should have done that in American accent.
You're the only 10 I see, Steve.
Really?
Yeah.
Mate, seriously? That's rubbish. That's a proper dad joke and you haven't got any kids.
No, I don't.
You've been sitting around Tim Marsden for too long.
It's rubbing off.
Charles has just gone, wow. Now, I don't know whether that's a really positive thing to say or a really negative thing to say, but I'm going to take it as a I can't believe you've just said that type thing.
Maybe.
You crazy, crazy man. I've not played in months now. Vader Crew really took the wind out of my sails early on. Clone 1205. Could be Ben. he's
That's
not.
definitely Ben. I found you out, Ben. Ben's
Yeah.
not been playing for months.
Yeah, I'm not so sure. Not so sure.
Vader Crew's counterable.
What a line, Ryan. Totally using that.
See, Rich, it's all yours, mate.
You can use it if you give us 100 cheers.
Hey, there we go. 100 cheers. A pickup line, so.
Yeah. We haven't got anything to give away tonight, have we?
No, I don't believe so.
But
Just more pickup lines.
the good thing, yeah, the comedy genius is what you're giving away tonight.
Absolutely.
But we are in negotiation with producer John to get some swag for future episodes.
Console file went off this time.
Oh, did it?
Yeah.
Was not counterable with the Lost I Was Rocking. I'm guessing that's List.
Yeah. The thing that. Oh, we go. Get a cheer from Extra Tavern Wars. Thank you.
Oh, cheers, dude. Thank you.
Ash got points.
Oh, yeah, he's got points. Wow, I didn't even notice that.
Oh, the thing's fighting him. I think it's because we've got.
Oh, we're out of time.
No, it's alright. Oh, we are out of time. Shall I shout time the round?
Yeah, can do. I think Ash did well to. I think Ash did well to get some
is
points.
Bobber going to get the kill though?
Ooh.
Oh, he couldn't hang gunner.
Why
Vader's
couldn't he?
fine. There we go. They know.
That's
Oh,
it.
there you go.
Cool, man. So Ash did well, I think, in the end.
Scraped up some points at the very end.
Managed to
Proud
keep
of him.
Vader alone. Yeah, yeah, it's all good. It's all good. 153 to 48.
Yeah.
So just a couple of messages. Pork Chop Express. Pork Chop Express.
Mm.
That's from Big Trouble in Little China. That's the name of Kurt Russell's truck. You're too young to know these things. So. What great! Go home and watch it.
Yeah,
it's great. Not
I
now
should.
because I need you maybe to do some more commentary. But go home and watch it.
You can hold down the commentary, can't you?
No, not on my own.
No.
Well, it is all about me, I suppose.
Yeah,
So,
fair.
so thanks for the stream, guys. Assuming on the 28th that the points changes that you are expecting, what ships do you see emerging in the competitive scene? Wow, what a question that
Let's talk
is.
about hyperspace because it's a bit narrower. Here's the ships I think they're going to pop out. Fen Rao,
What, pop out as in be good?
be good.
Yep.
Fen Rao, I
Yep.
think, is going to be really good. Because you can't really put Fen Rao up because he's already 12 points more than old T. And he's fairly balanced as is. So Fen Raoing, I don't think is going up. And I think Fen Rao's really good at price.
Yeah.
I also think Poe Dameron is really good for resistance. Cheap. When you slim Poe down, BB-8's the trap.
Hold on a minute.
You got to ignore.
You're rubbish with Poe.
I am rubbish. I'm not going to fly Poe Dameron. God no, right? Poe Dameron is really good, but not in my hands. I think the Resistance A-wing is really really nice as
A-wings.
well.
Now let's put this out there. I think that the First Order and the Resistance factions have already been balanced
Yes,
to what the points are going to change.
I agree.
I don't expect to see a lot of points moving. I think. Sorry, I lost my train there.
Ash is already building a list.
Oh yeah, he's on it. Look. He's already building.
That
it.
one didn't work. Build a new one, lads.
It didn't work once, so I'm going to change it. So what about the imps? 'Cause I don't know a lot about imps.
In hyperspace,
Yeah. Well, no, the points changes.
points changes
I don't-
are the obvious.
I don't think. I think Trad Sim is going to get a hit.
I don't think it needs to
I don't think it needs to, but I think it will.
because that's going to kill the BSF bomber
Yeah.
if it does. Because the bomber's already too expensive.
So Vader Pilot's going to get a hit. Luke Gunner, I think, is going to get a reduction.
Yeah, Luke's coming down.
Quad Jumpers, I think you'll see go up in points.
Yeah, I think they underestimated the power of that track to be in action.
Yeah.
Hello,
so,
Jamie.
So
Welcome
yeah,
to the booth.
Jamie, welcome to the booth, son.
2 weeks in a row.
Fire in the booth.
This is getting the frequent.
It is.
What have you done with Little Ash?
Yeah, you've just kind of just
I gave
brutalised
him some
him.
points in the end.
Yeah, oh,
You
so
did.
he only got points because you gave them to him.
I thought,
that
come
what
on
we're
then.
saying?
Come on then.
Yeah. How'd you find that?
Oh yeah. It's
Do you like? You enjoying the
fine-tuning
list?
it, yeah. That's- enjoying that more than anything I've flown in 2.0.
Have you?
That's good.
Yeah.
There you go.
Alright,
You
cool.
see, so hyperspace is going well for you, Jamie.
Yeah, I'm enjoying it.
Good.
Good.
I'm enjoying
That's basically what we've been talking about for the last hour. Not the game.
Yeah.
No.
Just been talking about hyperspace.
Hyperspace.
So your first bomb drop caused a little
The
right,
prox mine.
the
you
prox
wonked.
mine that you
The
want.
first one. In
Yeah.
the middle of the rock field.
it. Yeah.
So
We couldn't work it out.
Right, no, hold on a minute. Hold on, let's get this right. After Vader did the 5 forwards towards it, right?
Then it looked good.
You said, I always said that was a genius bomb drop. But we didn't understand, I didn't understand, as somebody that plays bombs, I didn't understand why you did that. So, was it about lane denial, or
Just
was
to
it...
cut off going between those rocks.
Okay, cool.
He's got the ties wanting to try and get round the rocks and get. I just wanted to block that whole area off. So if he could get through, it wouldn't be a struggle anyway.
Yeah. Well, you forced him to play in the bottom corner of the board,
Yeah.
in effect.
Yeah, he choked it up.
So, I think whenever TIE fighters or highly manoeuvrable ships are caught in corners, I think that's their death box, if you like.
They're going to want flying
Bombs ruin TIE fighters.
If they fly in a swarm, they're going to be
Big
taking up
trouble.
a big block. So if you drop a prox mine there, they can't no longer sit in that formation.
Yeah. Okay. However, there is an argument to say that none of his ships are pointed into the rock field.
Right, sorry.
When you drop
Yeah, just
when you drop that prox, none of his ships, they were all coming round
Yeah.
anyway. So I'm not sure whether Ryan even suggested maybe a
Just a
straight
normal drop at that
straight
point.
bomb
would've-
drop would have
Yeah.
been maybe a
Because
little
then if the
bit.
TIE fighters
But
overshoot you...
watch it back, see what you think. But do
Yeah.
you know what? We thought it was a good game.
It was good fun.
You know, and we thought that I thought Vader was going to die.
How do you feel about listing device, Ash?
Yeah.
To be fair, I mean,
Did
with,
it make a big
with
difference?
Supernatural can kind of negate
Yeah.
it a slight amount because yes, you know roughly what direction he's going, but the exact facing for arcs,
Yeah.
not quite.
Yeah.
We've got Ash Clayton in the booth as well. So hi, Ash. It's your first time on stream, isn't it?
Yes, indeed.
How did you find it? Bit nervous?
Too bad. You soon switch off, you phase out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a slightly different thing. What with whacking the dice onto the onto the tray and then updating the app and all
There's
that
a bit
sort
more
of stuff.
housekeeping.
There's a
involved.
little bit more kind of, and that does tend to sometimes mean that people forget triggers, which I will pick you up on because you did a supernatural reflex when Vader was stressed. So you had both you K-turned with both of them, and you went forward. You went forward with the tie in between the rock and the procs, and then you barrel rolled supernatural reflexes and 2 banked onto the rock. No, it's cool. It's cool,
all
but
good.
you know, it was picked up. Yeah. Do you know what? The biggest critics we've got are the guys that watch this stream.
The
right?
chat, I didn't notice. Chat picked it up.
He says, "Oh, it was James." James, he says, "Oh, Ash just barrel rolled whilst stressed on supernatural reflexes." And we were like, "Okay, cool." Well, I did say I'd ask him about it at the end, but it is difficult when you're on stream and you're not used to playing on stream. You do tend to.
you miss
Sorry,
out.
It's
I'm
no
I'm
biggie.
just trying to find my jam in 2.0 in general anyway, just because I'm having such a bad run with things. So
Yeah,
I'm just
yeah,
kind of like, there's so much for me to focus on, not only on just like.
Katie was on, by the way.
She
Said
did
hi.
pop in chat.
Oh. Hello.
So
I saw her early on. She's not
that
got
did
back
you notice, right? Because that's his missus. He went all funny.
He did.
went all
He
like,
did.
Hi. Ooh, I did all right. So you got half points on Bobber at the end.
Yeah, nice little.
Yeah.
Because I weren't
Sneaky
going to go
shot
out
him.
like like a bitch and that. So
Both turn to go with each other.
Yeah.
it was all the hatred you
Blame
see.
Ryan. Why blame Ryan?
Yeah. Cool. So did you enjoy it though? That's the main
Yeah,
thing.
it's good fun. Yeah, man, it's always good fun. It's good to be back. To be fair, after my break.
Yeah, because we were saying you just bought a house.
Yeah. Adulting.
And real life and adult stuff comes first, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Really.
Well.
So, and I think that's where hashtag blame Ryan comes in. Well, it's your fault that
I'm on
he's not
board.
been in.
I'm
Get it
fully on
trending.
board.
He did
My
send
fault.
he did send me a message before Christmas saying I'm going to come down, but is Ryan going to be there? And I said yes, and he said, "Oh, okay, I'm
Yeah,
just going
I'll
to
be
buy a
there
house
I said I'm
instead."
actually reticent about
Yeah,
that.
yeah. I'm actually going to buy a house
Bloody
instead.
resistance bombers.
Those double tap
Yeah.
resistance bombers.
Yeah,
So
but silly.
we've been talking about hyperspace and the points rebalance.
Yeah.
So what are you? It's been interesting, I think, for you guys. What do you think is going to happen with points wise? What do you think is going to be hit?
I think there needs to be a shake up in imps. Like we all know the obvious.
Red line.
Whispers Crew,
Yeah,
Red Line
Yeah.
itself. Like I experienced this at UKTC, both of them.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's just It's so obnoxious when somebody's like, you are doing this or doing this, and it's on a manoeuvrable platform where it happens almost every single time.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, well, are Imperial players ever going to do anything different?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
And
Yeah.
do you know what? That's what I like about when I see your lists, because you always try and do something different.
I try not to fly what is the strongest
Yeah.
wherever possible, and just what I like. I love Vader, always have, but my dream in this game is to fly in pure intercept squadrons, but I believe the chassis needs more help.
Okay. What's your thoughts on that, Ryan?
Pure intercept lists would be really good to see. They are very flimsy. I
So
had a
that's-
chat with Ash about this. They are really flimsy. I think they're okay with the built-in auto thrusters ability they have. To be able to token and reposition is really nice,
Yeah.
and that's part of the strength of the A-wings. It's really good, but they go bang ridiculously quickly.
So the interceptor.
You can't really look after them too well.
Remind me, that's the
Suntifel.
Suntifel.
Yeah.
Okay.
Suntifel.
Okay.
Suntifel.
So I flew against a list at the Warlords tournament, which was a Lambda and 3 X1s,
Yeah, 3 Vaders, but generics.
but it was generic. So it was the guy that you spend the charge and they get
Gender.
the target lock.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It was horrible.
long
I do the
range
same
target.
thing
It
with
was
our Star
horrible.
Wings.
Fire control system on everything
Yeah.
and trick shot on 2 of them. It was 199. It was ridiculously. So I'm not sure whether you could
See how that
drop
could be good, actually.
you could drop the shuttle and stick Vader in there. I'm not sure what the points. I know Vader's quite expensive, isn't
Still talking
Vader's like
hyperspace.
70 base.
it? Is he?
Yeah.
What about you, Jamie? How do you find what do you think about the points? Do you think because I think your list is going to be hit in
I
more
think your
ways
list
than
is
one.
at risk.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
Marauder,
And it's
Marauder.
all Bobber, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's at risk.
Marauder, Han Solo, and even Bobber for
Bobber pilot.
pilot.
Yeah. I think they're all at risk.
Because his inherent ability, his innate ability for the re-rolls at range 1.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, you're right.
It's not.
You're right.
I was talking to Mars about this actually, and the thing about Bobber, he's 4 points more than Emon, right?
Yeah.
And for that 4 points, you get an extra pilot skill.
Yep.
You get a way better pilot ability. And the thing about Emon is, to use Emon's ability, you have the stealth cost of including a device.
Yeah.
So actually, Bobber is cheaper than Emon
Yeah.
if you really look at.
Yeah, because you have
into
to bump him up with the
Yeah.
ambassador title.
So you're paying less for a higher pilot skill with a far better ability.
Yeah.
So
No,
why
that's a
would you
fair
ever
point.
take anyone? The only reason you take Emon is because you've already got Bobber. If you could have 2 Bobbers, would you have Emon?
Not really.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Well, I
Yeah.
do like Eamon's dropping the.
It's different and it's
Yeah,
fun.
yeah, it's
but
fun.
for pure efficiency,
Yeah.
But you're
Bobber's cheaper. That Bobber's cheaper than that Emon and way better.
The
But
bomb
you're
dictated
cheap-
my movement a couple of times.
Yeah,
I'll
yeah.
Say that.
Yeah.
Down the bottom corner, I thought he was going to 3-1
Yeah.
down, which is why I was honestly debating on putting my arc away and actually going down to get away from a 3.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
really
Yeah,
did
no,
think
that's
about doing
fair.
that.
That's fair.
And then when he just when he did what I least expected him to do, I was like, I could have just gone 2 forwards.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
you're in your own head about it.
But it's
and
it's a mental thing.
yeah.
So so I think Marauder, Han, to be fair, I think Emon's on the table because you love the mechanic,
Yeah.
not so much the pilot,
Efficiency.
the efficiency.
Yeah.
The mechanic's
Yeah.
great
Mechanic is really
because
cool.
it's control.
Yeah.
You know,
throwing bombs
That
out.
Emon build is good.
And bombs these days, right? And I was saying this to Dan the other Saturday, Dan Cooper, who's up next actually. I was
Main
saying
event?
main event. I was saying this to him that he was flying Bobber with bombs and he was trying to use them for damage, and I said no, you need to use them for control.
Yeah.
And then when he changed that to then fly Bobber using the bombs for control, like blocking lanes off, which
you
you've
don't
done.
you don't chase the bomb drop.
Yeah, you don't chase the bomb drop because it puts you out of position.
Yeah.
You use the bomb drop to stop the others going where you don't want them to go.
Yeah.
Hence
know,
Vader flying
And
through
challenge
two
and bottlenecking them
Yeah.
into, because what he did was when he started dropping bombs, you were kind of caught up in that bottom corner, Ash.
Yeah.
And then when you were in that bottom corner and there's not really a lot of other places to go,
Yeah.
then you're in trouble.
Just gonna-
And you're just going to get picked off because you've got nowhere to go. Yeah.
Swipe into placeholder
So
while we sort the stream out for the next game.
yeah.
So
So
we will still stay here. I'll go and see the guys outside. Check lists.
well, yeah. I'm gonna.
The-
my throat's starting to hurt a little bit, so I'm
Need a
going to
quick-
grab a brew. But
Yeah.
guys, it was a great game to start off with. Good couple
Cheers.
of decent hyperspace lists there.
Yeah.
Yes,
I'd,
thank you both.
I'd
No worries.
Oh yeah, Charles Burkhold, who does Death Reign's blog, he's to you, Ash. I think this is. If you always fly the top tier stuff, you'll never improve as a player.
Yeah.
Never a true word spoken.
Yeah, exactly. So
Yeah.
so it's cool. If you just put meta on the table That doesn't mean say you can fly it, and you'll learn to fly that one list maybe over a few months. But then when something else comes along, then you're going to struggle because you don't know anything else. And I really love how you guys come down here and you always try different things. You know, I know you've kind of settled on Bob or Eamon for a while, Jamie.
Yeah.
But
I'd like to try and make Slave 1 work.
yeah, well,
That's
but you'll find the build eventually. And Ash, you know, it's only like second week back after your hiatus, let's say.
Couple of months, yeah.
But we're glad that we're seeing ships on the table that we wouldn't normally see.
Yes.
And when you offered to Ryan to do this, I thought, you know what, that would be quite an interesting matchup because you'll always bring something that's actually quite interesting.
Yeah, Vader Pilot's really cool.
Yeah, we don't see Vader Pilot enough.
It's always crewed up.
Yeah, it's always
Exactly.
On a
Yes,
whisper.
he's wasted.
Yeah.
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 And that's let's be fair, excuse the language, that's bollocks. You know, Vader crew on Whisper, it's just it is what it is, and
should
people
be on
Gonk
big
is
ship.
far more
It
thematic.
should-
Gonk is far more thematic.
Yeah. I think Vader should be limited to big ship.
Yeah, well, that could be a thing because it's
There's
a
a lot of
shuttle
options,
thing.
yeah.
You know, he doesn't want to.
How often would you think Vader travels
In
as
a Phantom.
Yeah, as a
Yeah.
crew member?
That's
Yeah.
the main reason I despise a certain amount of things. Fluffiness over everything.
Yeah.
I agree. Fluff has a place in my list, but
That's
it's
why I
not
want Slave 1 to
all
work.
pure efficiency.
I want Slave 1 to work, Bobber and Slave 1.
Yeah,
It should work.
yeah.
But
Which is
at the
also
minute, it just doesn't.
a big reason why I prefer to fly identical ship squadrons rather than I do mixed ships.
Yeah.
Like if you see Redline with a Phantom with something else, it really boggles me. I don't like
You should
it.
fly TIE Swarms.
Yeah, yeah.
I again, TIE Swarms. I'm not a big believer in the chassis. For third
Have
ones.
you seen Kev's list?
Of
Four Phantoms with
Four
collision
Phantoms.
detector.
I've not seen
That's
four
it.
No, they've all just got Duke.
Oh,
Four
sorry, Duke.
PS4 Phantom generics with,
With Duke. That's it.
That sounds. See, I like identical
50
squadrons.
points each. He doesn't have a bid,
It's dirt.
and the repositioning and the manoeuvrability, because you're tokened up. You go decloak, get the evade. It's the ship's
Yeah.
ability. It's just ridiculous.
It's very efficient.
PJ, I've played Vader Crew on a Reaper. That was a crap load of fun.
Yeah. To be fair, I've played Vader Crew.
For the other player,
have,
or
Yeah.
You can have the ultimate no dice necessary ship, which is Vermeil with Vader Crew.
no dice necessary?
Yes.
So just bombs and
No, because you Vader Crew somebody, and you're either doing damage or you're stripping tokens.
Plus you've
And
got
then Vermeil's ability says if when you attack somebody, if they've not got a green token or whatever it is,
yeah.
then you can turn a result to a hit.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Right. So thank you.
Vermeil Vader back.
Yeah.
No, see, Vermeil with Vader's. Vermeil with Vader's just need dice.
So yeah, Matt Whittam saying that Kev's list ripped his A-wings apart.
Yes.
Kev came second on last Sunday.
He was
Warlords tournament.
really
He was
good.
awesome. So guys, thank you for that. Thanks for being on the game.
Thank you for having us.
We appreciate it. Ash, thank you so much, mate. I really appreciate that. So well done. And we're going to take a little break while they set up, and
Yeah.
we get the list
Back in 10.
and we'll be back in 10. I'm just going to kill the mic.
Hashtag blame
I'm not
Ryan.
hashtag blame Ryan.
Why? It's this, I don't want this to catch on now. Come on.
Hashtag don't ask Ash. So yeah, we'll catch you in about 5-10 minutes, and see you soon.
See ya.
Bye. Welcome back, everybody. I'm in the booth on my own at the moment. I'm waiting for my co-commentator. My throat's wrecked. I'm on my 4th cup of coffee while I've been doing this, so it's all good. So the next up we have Dan, the main event, Cooper versus Lee Face Fuzz Taylor in a grudge match. Now I called it a grudge match because they played on Saturday at the tournament, and Lee pretty much wrecked Dan, so it's all good. They've not changed their lists too much from Saturday. However, Lee's put a few more toys on his, and Dan has stripped a little bit more off his to get a bid. So we'll see what happens. John Vickery, Lee's list looks great. Yeah, I've played against it. It's actually, it's actually dirty. It's a proper dirty list. And heroic. He's saying heroic. You're spending points on bad dice, so you're gambling a little bit. But for 1 point, it's actually really, really good. And he gets it off quite regularly. So let's have a look. So Laszlo's, cheers Dan. I loved our game last time. His list is great while it is hyperspace legal. Yes. So he's running now at 190 points, which I think would be more than enough to take a points upgrade on Marauder and Han Solo. I'm not sure Trickshot ain't going to get hit as well, but we'll see. So PJ, you see I followed Rust's advice. I had Feroth Reaper, which if they hadn't have got a token, you turn a green blank to an evade. Evades are worth more than hits, as they are harder to get. Was that with Vader and ISB, so the Jane token stays if they don't take an action? The Jam token. Okay, yeah, cool. That's pretty strong. That's pretty strong. Sputnik 654, hello. Welcome back to everybody that's tuned in. Really appreciate it. Thanks for sticking with us. So I'm going to be joined for this game, hopefully soon. You know, Ryan's gone off to get a game himself. Who was it that was after the Princess Leia patch? I can't remember. I know it's on my phone in my messages, but who was it? If you'd just like to let me know, thank you. X-Wing Tavern Wars can never have enough mining guild ties on the table. Hold on. PJ, I have found one for you, sir. So yeah, I'll talk to you about the details now to get that to you soon. So Paul Sturgeon has said no Tim tonight.
Hello, internet. Hello. I'm waving.
He is waving. And you know what? When we get the cameras in here, so that people can see us,
I don't think we should inflict that on people.
Your waving then becomes bona fide and legitimate.
I'll stop doing it then.
No, you won't, though, because you'll just look at the camera. I would love to just go right up to the camera really close and wink.
Just a bit of nose hair.
So yeah, I'm joined for this game by the absolutely amazing Tim Marston. Hi, Tim.
Thank you very much.
How are you?
Hello. I'm good. I'm very good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good.
I'm
Good.
smiling from ear to ear.
Are you?
Yeah, no, genuinely. I didn't sound like anything because I thought I'd brought my coat in with me.
It did sound a little bit dismissive. I'm
I'm
smiling from
ear
it.
to ear. It's brilliant. Life's great. No, I thought I brought my coat in with me and I got distracted because I couldn't see it anyway. So
Oh, right, cool.
I didn't do that.
Mrs.
So
T-
if you are wondering, I didn't bring my coat in. Just hello, Mrs. Taylor.
Spurgeon. I'm not a caviar producing. I didn't say Spurgeon. I said Oh yeah, I said sturgeon, didn't I?
I don't. You might have done.
Dude, I had a mental block for some reason.
I'm not surprised. Talking on live.
It's
live TV,
it's
live radio,
TV,
whatever
yeah,
this
it's
is
live
pretty
TV.
difficult.
It's live TV. So, you've been out there playing, haven't you?
I have a little bit, yeah.
Have you decided what you're flying in the next
Yeah,
game?
I'm going to
yet?
keep it a secret for the next
Oh,
game,
yeah.
though. Yeah,
Okay, cool.
I am.
Cool. And is it the list I've seen you flying?
In the last 3 games, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. Fine. Because I've actually billed that game as the "What is Tim flying" list.
Oh, okay.
What list is Tim flying game?
Oh, have we had any guesses?
No.
Start time when you're ready, guys.
Yeah, it was Chef Jacko 86.
That's nice. Hi, it's Guy I work with, Dan.
I
He says
work
he's
with
tuned
Lee
in
and he
to
does
see what's
nothing
happening.
but go on about this X-Wing stuff, so I said I'd tune in and check him out.
It's hoofing.
Are you ready?
Yes, mate.
I'm going to start it now. Run, Lee! Run!
So yeah,
There we go.
X-Wing starts. So Tanya, thanks for joining us. Chef
wasn't-
Jacko.
That wasn't me slamming the door.
No, do you know what? There's people. I'm going to get one of those on-air light boxes, but just above
that'd
the
be
door,
amazing.
so we can just switch it on. People will ignore it.
That'd be cool.
This is Warlords. People,
Really, I'm getting
people
worried
just,
about my coat, so I'm going to go and find it internet and
Okay.
then I'll be back.
Fine.
It's fine. Only because I've lost gloves and hats.
So Tim will be about 20 minutes while he goes and gets his coat. He's got his coat.
I found my coat! This is quality streaming, everybody. by
Right,
the
so
way.
if you didn't know, Tim is one of the moderators on the UK X-Wing group rules pages on
am.
Facebook.
I am, yeah.
And you are, I would wager, possibly the most active of those mods. Which is not
there's
taken
me and
away
a
from
couple
the
of-
others,
No,
but,
no,
you
it's
know.
me and a couple of other guys. Yeah, yeah.
So, I'm going to open it up to you guys. If you've got any rules questions that you'd like Tim to talk for 20 minutes about,
Just 1 second. No, carry on, as you were.
I'm not going to ask any rules questions. You'll be glad to know, Tim.
Good, thank you.
Because I
prefer
have
if you didn't.
The last couple of
No,
days,
you can't re-roll a re-roll.
The last couple of days, I have actually been trolling Tim a little bit in that group. So sorry about that, dude. He did actually tell me off for it. So
I didn't.
all right, you
I explained to you why I'd spoiled your fun a little bit.
you didn't spoil my fun.
Oh, that's
Because
fine,
that message that you sent me actually solidified the fact that I knew what I was set out to achieve. I'd actually achieved.
Fair enough.
It's like casting out the line for a very.
What did I just Google? If anybody knows who Lev Landau is, they could have let us know. I think I just clicked on the
He's,
actual. It's his birthday or something.
Lev
isn't it?
Landau is a Soviet physicist.
He
who made
is, isn't he?
fundamental contributions
I'm not sure what
to
I just
many areas
did.
of theoretical physics.
Right.
He's from
Carry on.
Azerbaijan, from Baku.
There is
All on
Charles. There is an X-Wing rules group. It is the X-Wing miniatures rules question group on Facebook.
It is.
Yeah, and it's an open group. You literally just have to answer one simple question to get in, and that's basically to try and.
And that question is an attack at range 0 obstructed?
No, that is not. That is no, no. That is not the question.
Can you re-roll a re-roll?
That's not the question either.
Is it wrong to re-roll different dice?
Whoa. Right. I've lost the plot. What am I
John
even
Vickers
Googling?
asking, can you re-roll a re-roll?
No. Next question.
Not even if you're Han Solo.
Yes, if you're Han Solo and you are range 0 to 1 over 1.
So yeah, we're going to have...
Oh yeah, that's the other thing. Sorry. So one thing that I do. Oh, why is this isn't interesting? Is this interesting? One thing that I do, other than the fact that I said do, but one of the things that I do is that I don't often give an answer and then give lots of caveats.
One thing
if you can think of a caveat, that's fine. But I tend
one
to
thing
give
you
you
do
the
is you
rules
don't
answer.
do something.
That whatever I said do and it's fine. It's not a problem.
So 2 positive make a negative.
No. One thing I do
One
is
thing
not.
One thing I don't do is...
That's how you say it
Yeah.
properly. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so Charles is in.
My
He's in that
sister-in-law.
group.
Good. Thank you. Brilliant. Hello. Well done. Well done, Charles. Welcome. Welcome to the group. But it is useful. It's a very. We've spoken about it on the blog before, on the stream before, and it is a useful piece of kind of kit in your arsenal out there if you're playing games.
Yeah.
Stop it.
Paul Caviar is saying,
Yeah.
can an attacker
So yeah, join. To anybody listening that isn't a member, join. And if you come across a genuine rules question in the middle of one of your games or after a game, ask, because people are willing to answer it. The one thing I will say is after they've answered it, go and read the rules reference.
Yeah.
Because that's where the answers are coming from. And if you can find it in there, then you'll find the right answer. It's not a problem. Or you might have to say, I can't find it in there, and people like me that have more time on their hands will look for it for you. And
Well,
scour
you
and
seem to
try
have a
and find it, so.
screenshot of every page of the rules
No,
reference.
I just keep taking screenshots and then deleting them
Pre-
off my phone. So.
pre-marked.
And I highlight them and everything.
Yeah,
It's
you
brilliant.
do.
It's amazing.
No, in all seriousness, I know like I tend to try and poke the bear a little bit with Tim, but generally speaking, that rules reference group is really, really good.
It is really good. No, I'm quite happy. I'm quite pleased with it. It's a nice little quiet corner of the internet where
then
generally
I walk in.
Generally, we don't get too many arguments, so it's a first. So yeah, more the merrier. What could go wrong if we invite everybody? Nothing.
I got moderated internet. I got moderated by the guy sitting to my right. I got moderated.
You didn't get moderated. Well, okay, maybe a little bit, but it wasn't my intention.
And do you know what? I've been moderated by the best. I've been moderated by
That's
Andy
right.
Patterson. I've been moderated by Jesper.
Who moderated you better?
Jesper.
Jesper moderated you better than
Yeah,
me.
he did.
Even though I didn't intend.
He told me to stop being a dick.
I gave you a moderation by accident.
Yeah.
So
He says, "Don't be a dick,
Okay.
Steve," and I went, "All right then."
fair enough. Fair enough.
It's fair. So, guys, if you've got any sort of burning questions about rules, Tim's your man.
PJ Broughton does. He does appear, and he does use the rules reference. And you're my kind of guy, Pete. That's brilliant. I love it.
It's a bit noisy out there, isn't it? It's hush, isn't it? Please don't dance.
I can't.
I know,
Even when I was trying.
That's why I said
no,
don't.
it's good. So, should we talk about the game a little bit? What people think of, because we are, if you want to use this time, if you want to use this time to ask a live rules question, I have the rules reference open, and I will do my best. To answer it. Apologies to those in YouTube if we've missed your last comments, because I've just been googling stuff. So,
I do have. I asked a question in there on Saturday because it came up in the tournament I was at in Derby.
Yes.
Which seems to be a little bit. I know the answer's really clear.
Yep.
But it's one of those where people think, hold on a minute, that just doesn't compute to me. So if you choose an action and it doesn't come off, in this particular instance, it's not a failed action.
Should we talk about it? I don't mind talking about it.
Do you want to talk about
Yeah,
that?
I'll have to talk about it. So,
Okay, so the situation I had
Yep.
at the weekend, I was playing a guy called John,
Yep.
and he was flying quad jumpers.
Yep.
And he moved a quad jumper in to try and tractor beam my IG that I had on the table.
Yep.
Right. He was literally about 3mm outside of range 1.
Yep.
He then said that's a tap back because you can't fail a tractor beam action,
Okay.
quote unquote.
Yep.
And I said, well, hold on a minute, I just need to get the rules reference on that. And the TO at the time said, actually, that's legit because Vince Kingston ruled it that way.
Okay, which is
at a major tournament, which is fair.
yeah.
And I thought, well, hold on a minute. If you choose an action and it doesn't fail because it's not under the failed list in the rules reference,
Okay.
right?
Yep.
But if you can't do it because you haven't got a ship at range 1, that doesn't mean to say that you haven't still tried to perform that action.
Yep.
I let him have it because he tapped back and had a focus, which kept him alive, to be fair, which changed the game. But I still won.
Yeah.
Hurrah. But what's the view on that then?
So a couple of things.
Yeah.
So firstly, the TO of that event is absolutely right to use a precedent set by, in this case,
What would some would consider to be the head TO in the country?
Yeah, someone that marshals a lot of high-level events and
Yeah.
makes decisions under pressure to try and give what they think is the fairest, best outcome.
Yeah.
So I think the TO in that situation is perfectly valid in calling on that precedent and using that. If it meant that things ran smoothly, they didn't have to spend a lot of time looking it up.
Yeah.
All of those kind of things. Or even if they think they don't agree with it, but they're going to go with that precedent because that's the thing. They think that's the way it will be played at a lot of events.
That's what it was.
It's fine.
The TO at the time said, "Do you know
Yeah.
what? I don't agree with it, but that's the way it's been ruled."
So that's the TO's prerogative. While we're talking about the marshal, because usually they're one and the same person at local
Yeah.
events. But for the marshal, that they get the last say on the rules on the rules questions. So Right, with regards to the actual question itself, so if there isn't a ship at range 1 of the quad jumper when he does the space tug
Yep.
tractor array, then the action doesn't fail, because fail is a keyword in the rules and it has a specific meaning, and there is a list of actions that fail.
Yes.
Okay, in the rules reference. And the main reason for that being important is, at the moment, composure.
Yes.
So if you had a tug with composure and you failed, you wouldn't then be able to get a focus action with that talent, because you haven't failed.
Fine.
Yeah.
Get that.
Okay.
Yeah, so in context, that makes sense.
And then
to me.
I think this is the bit that people were struggling a little bit with. And again, I could be completely wrong. I hold my hands up. I could be completely wrong. But also, FFG might kind of clarify it in a future release, and it might not be the case. There's nothing in the second edition rules that says that if you do an action and it has no effect, that you can rewind the game state and take another action instead. So where that rule came from was actually one of the very first FAQs in first edition,
Right.
where they were clarifying how actions worked in tournaments.
Okay.
And then from that point onwards, because the game was run that way and it was getting quite successful that way, they continued. It kind of developed into a kind of rule that people know and associate. So for example, if you target locked and everything was out of range, or the thing you were trying to lock was out of range, you could rewind the game
and choose a different action.
or target lock again with a new target, all this kind of stuff. But that was explicitly written in the rules.
Yeah.
And I think what some people have kind of conflated is that with the fact that failed actions say after you've failed an action you can't do anything.
Yeah.
So they've kind of gone, well, after you fail an action, you can't rewind and choose a new action. I haven't failed my space tug, therefore I can rewind and get a new action. But there's nothing that actually explicitly says anywhere that if you perform an action and it doesn't do anything, that you can rewind and take a new action. So you don't fail the space tug tractor array, but you also don't get a new action.
No effect.
Yeah.
So I think that's really key, is the wording.
Yeah.
Because I know people on the group are getting a bit confused about the word fail.
Yes.
And they're saying, well, hold on, if it doesn't go off, then it fails. Well, no, it just has no effect. And there's
it's just the effect's gone off, just
Yeah.
nothing happens. It doesn't result in a change in board state.
Yeah. It's like, probably not a great example, but if something's just outside of range 3, let's look at it from a firing a missile point of view. That missile is only effective up to range 3. If it's outside of range 3, you can still fire it, it's just not going to hit because it's out of range. Do you know what I mean? In very broad terms.
Yeah.
In very broad terms. So for me, I think that makes sense. It doesn't fail for purposes of game state and the word fail within the game rules. No. But what it doesn't do is it doesn't have an effect, but you've still in effect performed that action.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Cool. This is obviously riveting because we're not getting any comments on the stream.
No, it's fine. So what do you guys think about that?
Well,
I know it's probably not high on your list of agenda of whether a tractor beam works or not.
No, I mean,
but it does with a lot of quads about the minute. I think it's important to.
I mean, it's one of those questions
explore.
where it will come up in a game, and you'll have to know how to resolve it. And however you choose to resolve it as players, first and foremost, that is the right answer.
Yeah.
If one of you wants to call a judge because you're unsure, that's the right answer.
Yeah.
Whatever the judge tells you is the right answer, and if you don't like it, you can appeal to the marshal. And if they're one in the same, or the marshal comes over and rules the same way, Paul's loving it. If the marshal comes over and they rule the same way, then that's it. Whatever the marshal says sticks. So
that's really good actually. When we talk about how to play the game and etiquette and things like that, if you're at a major tournament, it's good to actually have that kind of escalation process and know that escalation process instead of what a lot of us do is get a bit salty and just go, all right, whatever the judge says.
You get invested as well, don't you?
You do.
You're invested in the outcome of the game. You're invested in each individual ship in your list as well, aren't you?
Yeah.
So you can't be that unbiased at the table.
Yeah. I get Charles is saying there that he's not that fussed, he just lets the judge decide, which is probably the best way to do it.
Yep.
Laszlo has said, how is it with coordinating? I know the answer to this, but I'm going to let you do it. But if I want to coordinate but there are no ships within range, what happens?
See, again, this is the difference between me having time to read stuff up in the rules reference and
Or coordinate.
well, 1 second, and kind of answering off the cuff. If I remember rightly, coordinates on the list of actions that can fail,
It
and
is.
if there are no ships within range within 1 to 2, then the action fails. If you coordinate a ship, they take an action, and that action fails, the coordinate hasn't failed.
Yeah. So you're
There
still.
we go.
Yeah. Yeah.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. So because it's listed within the list of failed actions, it by terms in the game, a coordinate fails.
Yes.
So therefore, that then if you've got if you've got what's the card name again?
Composure.
If you've got composure
Yep.
on that ship, then because it's then classed as a failed action, you can then take the focus.
Yes. And I think if people want to ask us questions and they do and they don't, I mean, that's fine. That's fine. I wouldn't mind having a little bit of a chat about Lee's list because I've been flying that a lot
Yeah,
recently.
cool.
And I really like it. I'll just see what PJ
But
said, and then we can
So
chat about
PJ
Lee's
said,
list because
Personally, I think it should fail, but I can't find a definitive section in the rules that especially says yes or no on upgrade cards that have the heading action. Well, that's because it isn't. Because whatever's on the card as, like, let's say, an inherent ship ability, it will say what that does. And on the quad, it does say action.
Yep.
The word action is in that.
I
So it is classed as an action, but if it doesn't fail, you've still performed that action.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I think in terms of kind of the future, if we ever get like a new movement style action on an action bar, like, akin to boost or barrel roll, then it will come with a rules insert that will explain that it can fail and how it fails. And although it won't be in the list, it will still fail because it will tell you that it can fail, if that makes sense. This is all really very uninteresting.
No, cool.
But Lee's, I mean, I like it because I quite like games design, and we've got Nick Bond, who likes the rules because he's a programmer and he likes the way that they do work almost like a computer program, and he's into games design as well. So we've had a few conversations, and you know, I like that aspect of it, and that's kind of why I get into the dynamics of rules, and I'm very interested.
Well,
in that.
we'll come back because there's been a question about Kylo Crew. We'll come back to that, but just talk about Lee's list.
Yeah,
for a sec.
do you know, I've been flying this and I've been having an absolute ton of fun. It is just one of the most fun things in hyperspace at the moment.
Do you know what the thing for me in this list? Num, right? Num,
It's
however you say it.
It's
just
so cool.
ridiculous.
He is ridiculous, but ridiculous is a good word for him because he's just an X-wing at the end of the day. But when he's doing his stuff, he feels incredible. He feels untouchable. But you catch him and he dies. You know, but I like that. That's how that's what I like about hyperspace. Is that kind of, it isn't Whisper.
Yeah.
You know, he isn't Whisper. He's not Vader. You know, he'll do some very cool stuff for you during the game. And I think we alluded to it last week or the week before when we were talking about pattern analyzer and doing the red and clearing the stress and getting another action and firing proton torpedoes and all that kind of stuff. So, I mean, Neon's just a ton of fun. And then the A-Wing, as we said last week, as Rasta said, one of the best ships ever released. It's just incredible. And I don't mean that because it's going to set the world on fire and change the tournament scene and all that kind of stuff. It's just a ton of fun. If you are playing Resistance, or if you're not and you're thinking about it, buy A-Wings and play them. Put them on the table. That's all I can say to you. Because that rear arc, the turret arc, it's time on my round. I think this happens every time I'm on stream, so I apologise. The A-Wing is just incredible. Just tons of fun.
Weekendwarlords.co.uk/shop.
You can, yeah. Nice plug. No, you can.
That's called a segue, sir.
It is, yeah. But Lulo, I mean, like Lulo in this position, he had a 4-dice focus shot on, because he got him in his bullseye arc on Seavor. So, you know, I mean, that's awesome. Yeah.
And what Seavor's not taking any damage?
Probably not, but he still, you know, he got into a position. Now, next turn.
Well, because surely Seavor would jam that focus off a bit.
I know, because he had him in bullseye. He had Seavor in bullseye.
Fine.
So next turn, if you look at the position of Lulo and Seavor now, is Seavor's like kind of, he's got a difficult situation to try and predict because Lulo can hard 2 right.
Yeah.
She can bank. She can go straight forward. You know, she could hard turn back towards the rock and bobber.
With the boost, it's really difficult to get out of that arc.
But it will be rotate arc focus.
Yeah.
Yeah, and get a 3-dice shot out the back at Seavor again. I mean, admittedly, she'll get jammed, so it might be boost, but...
See, I'd just be tempted to go really quick with Seavor now.
Just ignore her and go after the other two. Yeah, potentially, but what I mean is the A wing. The A wing is yeah. They just have so many options. Like you've got to predict where it is, and it's very difficult. I'm just going to go and double check about the 2 damage.
Yeah.
And see if they've updated.
Thanks for that, Rich. If you did.
Yeah. See if they've updated the app. I nearly just KO'd myself on whatever that is.
That's the light box.
Cool.
There's a light box. We've got proper light box in here and everything.
Did Seaboard take damage? Dan, did Seaboard take damage? Can somebody update the... That's alright. So Seaboard did in fact take 2 damage.
Yeah. So Bruno Pugliese has said that.
Yep,
Hi,
thank
Bruno.
you very much.
That's a name I've not seen in the chat before, so hi.
No, hello, new listener. Yeah, tuned in just as we're having a very dry. It is, listener. We're the radio bit. That might be the TV. Occasionally, we interlink and talk about what's going on.
Yeah. So Neen Num, right? So for those, because those probably didn't hear what we were talking about last time about Neen Num. Is it Neen or 9? How do you say?
Is it 9? Because isn't the other dude 10?
10 Num.
Yeah, 9 num and 10 num.
Well, where's
11 num and
where's
12
36 num?
I don't know, but yeah, I think it's 9.
Okay,
Yeah.
9 num. Okay, so if he does, so let's say, because this has happened to me, right? So he's in and around my ships. He's got into that
near
position,
num, yep.
right? 9 num.
Yes, 9
Yeah.
num. Yeah.
He's in and around my ships. So what he did, if I remember rightly, is he 3-taloned. He did a pattern analyzer boost.
Yep.
Before he took the stress.
Yep.
Then because I was then in his arc.
Yep.
He then removed that stress.
Yep.
And then went to his action phase.
Yep.
Where he target locked me. I moved out into range 2.
I've just read Rich's comment. Sorry, carry on. Yep. And then proton torpedo.
And then taught me.
Yeah, I did that against. I did that a couple of weeks ago, where 9 did. He started on 1 debris, and that is amazing. Boba. Very good, Rich.
Some people say Boba, others say Boba. Depends how you read it.
Very true. So 9 did a talon roll from 1 debris onto another debris, cleared all 3 stress after taking a focus with pattern analyzer. Then for his action, target locked Ketsu Onyo, and then she moved away and he proton torpedoed into the back. It's pretty awesome.
It's pretty fun.
Yeah.
But not if you're.
So you're right. He's just getting out there as fast as he can.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's the right move. Dan's turned into a good player, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, Dan's
Yeah, he's
solid.
awesome. Yeah.
That's why I've called him the main event.
Yes.
That's a little name.
Definitely.
Have you noticed?
Everyone's solid here. I would put Lee in the upper tiers of players in this place. He is a machine, and the thing is that he has a real laugh when he's playing the games as well, though. And you do see him go into the tank occasionally and think about what he's doing, but he enjoys his games a lot. And
he won the tournament on Saturday.
He did, I know. Yeah, up at Boards and Swords.
Do you know what? I'm not going to make this all about me. Right.
Why would you?
But
when have you ever?
We were talking about this in the car on the way back.
Yeah.
And I said, "Well done, dude. You know, that's proper solid performance today." And he went, "It's because I had my wingman with me." He made it about me, not me. I just wanted to.
He was obviously listening to the stream from the last Weekend Warlords tournament. So, yeah.
So yeah, you know, Lee is the classic. I'm actually really good at this game, but I don't believe I'm really good at this game.
Oh yeah, definitely, yeah. And he's very modest.
So he's very dangerous to play against
because insanely good.
If you, when you've set your dials right, and if you watch Lee, because pretty much every game has that one move where you think, right, I've got to think about this.
Yep.
You know, it could be the win or lose. I'll get out of position. I'm going to take some damage and whatever. When that move happens, you just don't watch your dials. Watch Lee. And you will see him. It's like Rain Man in a lot of respects.
He's running through all the
permutations.
permutations.
His mouth's going, and he's looking at it, and you can see his eyes going, his mouth's going. He's running through every single permutation.
He is.
And it'll take maybe a minute or so to set the dial.
Yeah.
But it's almost always the absolute perfect move.
Oh yeah. Just he's very solid. Very solid. Yeah.
So Bruno, I don't think he'll escape though, since Lulo can.
No, he's rotated the turret. He's rotated the turret to the back. So. Just going to go back through the chat and see if... By the way, not all rules questions are that dry. If you just have one that's bugging you or that has come up in games you've played, just pop one in the chat. We'll see if we can answer it now. And it's not really, again, looking for these kind of like massive debates about it. If you just want to use this opportunity while we're here this week, just pop all this question in the chat and we'll talk about it. It's fine.
Or if you've got a question about hyperspace and what it's going to mean for you, and we've had a massive discussion in the last game about hyperspace. How on earth? How on earth do you cope, Stephen? Do you know what? It's only Rasta's birthday. Rasta shares that birthday with my gran, who was also the 9th of February.
Okay.
Now, because Rasta's still alive and my gran is dead,
Right.
that then gives me the upper hand. So it's not about Rasta, it's about me, because it's my gran. Very tenuous link there, and a little bit dark, which means that no one really challenges it.
No, I'm wanted to move on, I'll be honest.
No, but it's Rasta's birthday.
Yeah.
So come and join us. Come and play X-Wing with us on Rasta's birthday.
Definitely, Come and play.
He's the same when he plays Keyforge. You'll analyse every possible outcome based on the cards you can possibly play for his. Do you know what? Right, Lee is awesome at every game.
Oh yeah, no, I don't doubt that for a second.
There's the weird eyeball. That's a very, very strange looking TIE bomber you've put in there.
That's what they're getting in Wave 4.
Yeah.
The TIE eyeball.
The TIE eyeball.
Yeah.
Yeah. Failed focus action, that is. playing the dead grand card low. Yeah. Yeah, and?
Yep.
Yeah. I'm happy with that.
Yeah, his belly is often dirty.
Yeah.
To be fair. He does stoop very low.
Oh, he's not very good at Game of Thrones.
From his workmate, that is, from Lee's workmate. Oh yeah, we forgot you were on, and now we're talking about how good he is at everything. We should be really not. Yeah, because, okay.
He's not good at cooking.
I don't know. He might be.
He is, actually.
Yeah. So I think Dan's taken the only move he can do with Boba through those rocks.
I like the way that Dan's
positioning where he was.
Yeah, I like the way that Dan's turned up looking like an American trucker this evening.
Well, why not?
You know. So that's
a piece of B-wing. Somebody just said. Which piece?
Yeah.
If it's the gyroscopic bit, I'm all over that.
Yeah,
I like that.
Yeah, that's good. Do you think they'll ever make that? A B-wing model with the gyroscopic bit in the middle.
That would be insane.
Where the middle bit doesn't move, but everything else rotates around.
That would be absolutely. I've done it on my B-wings are converted, so they're only in one position, but they're like at an angle. So the cockpit. That was always the thing that has bugged me about space combat. Is I really do not understand why everybody meets each other on the same plane. This is really hard to talk about on radio,
because you're looking in like 4 dimensions, really, aren't you? No, 3 dimensions.
Three dimensions. Yeah. They generally meet each other at the same time. Yeah.
Don't give Lee a big
the 4th dimension, but yeah. No, everyone meets each other on the same plane. Like you never kind of have an episode of that other show that's in space where like the big saucer spaceship is kind of coming up. This doesn't work on radio, does it? But upside down and at a diagonal angle to the.
This is what we need the camera pointer, because I would literally just flick like this here and see you like with your hands.
Be doing like some kind of weird mime.
So Chef Jacko said, "I hope he loses now, so I can hammer him tomorrow at work."
Yeah, that would be. That's the win-win scenario for everybody, isn't it?
I think so. Yeah,
so that's the ideal scenario. Yeah, well, it's fine. He'll get over it.
I'm sure.
Yeah, it's cool.
You know, it's a Tuesday night fly casual.
So
game
we haven't really spoken about hyperspace, have we?
Dan always looks like an American trucker. Doesn't he have 3 identical baseball caps?
I don't know.
Yeah, and a pouch full of chewing tobacco.
And a pair of buffalo horns just above his bed.
Yeah.
So
and a neon light that says Budweiser.
Nine light.
A what?
A 9 light.
A 9 light. Yeah.
9 light. Yeah.
9 num light.
A 9 num light. So we haven't really spoken about hyperspace.
What's your thoughts on hyperspace?
I like it.
See, we're not playing. Does Tim like it?
I like it. We could do. It's 5 more cards. Been spoiled. Or 4 more cards.
How's
been
that?
spoiled. Yeah, you put them in the chat.
Oh yeah, did I?
But yeah, no, I that's amazing. Charles watched a video explaining the Naboo blockade and why they don't just go around and how hyperspace routes work, which blew his mind.
Really?
Fair enough. Yeah.
I'm happy with that.
Yeah.
I don't know what it means.
Basically, when they put the blockade up, space is 3D. Yeah, just go under it or over it or around it. Yeah.
Or just go to a different sector.
Yeah.
but go in a different way.
Yeah. So, but anyway, yeah, I
Surely
really
the
like
blockade would be
hyperspace.
better at ground level.
I really like hyperspace.
You know, like ground to air missiles.
You don't want to talk about hyperspace, do you? What are your thoughts on
Well,
hyperspace?
we spoke about hyperspace in the last game, and I've made my views perfectly clear.
And they are.
Positive for me.
Yep.
But not everyone, as with everything I ever say, not everyone agrees. That's fine. However, I think that FFG have done a good job in limiting the new game experience for newer players to try
Yep.
and attract different players.
Yep.
And therefore they can drip feed us upgrades and stuff when they want.
Yep.
So rather than have given us it all in the first 6 months, they've now got the option then to say, do you know what, I'm going to introduce Debris Gambit into hyperspace, or I'm going to introduce this particular upgrade into hyperspace.
Yeah.
You know, which keeps the game more controlled from a balance point of view.
I think for probably the first year, you're not necessarily going to see that. I think that what you are going to see is, as new content gets released, then you're going to get cards come in. If they re-release cards that were in conversion kits in those things, you might see extended upgrades returning. But I think they're just going to limit it to new product in the first year. I think rather than delve too deep into the extended pool of ships, unless they re-release it. But I really like it, and I think they've done. I think they've done a good job of kind of making it so that by the time the 7th faction's released, that all of the factions can hang with each other in terms of how much choice they have.
They've all got an identity, haven't they?
And they definitely have an identity. Yeah, I mean, I think the biggest grumbles are Rebels. Rebels are a bit down on their luck with the ships that they've got. That being said, the majority of Rebel players seem like all they want to do is take 3 ships with torpedoes anyway, which they can do in hyperspace. That's not a problem. I mean, that is because of them being limited. Yeah.
Is he going to spend that focus for 5?
Is that fair?
Yeah, I would.
Yeah, spend it. Spend it. Oh, mind you, Neon's got a target lock on him, so spend it.
Sorry, just to cut across you.
Yeah.
Mr.
Yeah, he did. Sorry.
Mr. Sturgeon,
Yes.
the caviar-flavoured 4-hour driving rock star,
Yeah.
has said, can we say hello to Lisa?
We can. Hello, Lisa.
Who he loves more than X-Wing, which is
Yeah.
kind of cute.
Hello, Lisa. Hello.
Hi, Lisa. Hello, Mrs. Spurgeon.
Yeah. Ooh, oh, and he rolled the focus so he couldn't heroic.
Oh, that's going to hurt.
He just did 5 damage to Neon.
Yeah.
Straight off the back.
So, hi, Lisa. Thank you
Yes,
for letting
hello.
Paul take over the TV
Yes.
and listening to us every
Yeah.
Tuesday night
Yeah.
ramble on about inane drivel that no one really cares about except us. But
I
you know,
sometimes forget the
we
mic's on, to be honest.
yeah, we love having Paul and Jude up here. You
We
know,
did,
they're
yeah.
both proper stars.
And you should be super proud of the man next to you and super proud of the young man.
Yeah, he's probably gone to bed now.
He probably has.
Even though I told him in the last
Did
game
you
to
tell him
stay
not
up.
to? But yeah, no, I met him at Leia and you have a wonderful son, and his enthusiasm was brilliant. I loved it, absolutely loved it. And every time he came round and was asking to see stuff in my list or stuff in fact, so he was coming round to ask to see people's lists next to me, and I just threw them the cards from their list without waiting for permission, because I just thought, yeah, look at it, that's what the game should be about. You know, if you're new to the game and you're learning it, yeah, what are you playing? What's that? What does that do? I mean, during games, obviously, it's a bit more people are concentrating, but you know, yeah, definitely.
But it's Jude, dude. If anyone can do it, Jude can do it.
His enthusiasm was amazing
Because he's just got that infectious kind of
absolutely brilliant.
That infectious kind of nature about him, whereas it's almost like he's got no fear to ask. Whereas I know from the story that he has got a lot of fear, but it's testament to say that he does feel comfortable in the environment that we've got at Warlords, and we love having you here. So thank you, and we'll see you in February. You know, they're up for the double in February. Are you in on the February tournament?
No, I don't. I'm still a bit undecided because, like I said, it's close to a birthday at home, and
it'd be cool if you could just pop in for 10-15 minutes if you're in Loughborough.
I might do that.
You know, just to say hi.
Yeah.
You know, but anyway, that's.
Yeah. I just need to go and sort something out on the stream.
Yes.
And
What's
then
happened?
And then I'll be back. Boba Fett's got damage on him before they've removed shields.
Okay. Cool.
But
Sure. No doubt. Cool. Yeah, it's a bit of a Brooklyn Nine-Nine thing going on at the moment.
there is a lot,
in the store. So PJ, you wanted one of these while Tim's out sorting out the stream. You wanted one of these layer iron-on patches. I have found a small stash. So, if you want a layer iron-on patch, they're £5. You can PayPal the money to Weekend Warlords, and we'll get them sent out to you. So they're amazing. They're really, really cool. They can sew onto your Felder bag if that's what you want as well. But they say Weekend Warlords for our princess. Got a picture of Carrie on there, and over the back of the Rebel Alliance logo. So if you want one, get in touch with us. You could pay through the stream. I think 1,000 bits would pretty much cover it. No, 500. Yeah, 500 bits would pretty much cover it. Maybe 600 because there's postage.
Oh, Fishy's in. Hello. Hello, Fishy.
So if you want, I'll put one on the dice cam after this game so you can see what I'm talking about. But I found a little stash of them.
Hey, what the layer?
The layer iron-on patch.
Excellent.
£5. But if you do 600 bits, because 500 is £6.98, so we don't get all of that money. So
No.
So if you did 600 bits, well, that would cover the postage as well.
Yep.
If not, just do it through PayPal, through to the store, and we'll get them sent out to
Absolutely.
you. Yeah. Which is all good. And Wave 3 pre-orders are up as well.
They are.
You know, have you ordered?
No, I'm just not that.
It's okay not to order just yet.
My wife's but my wife's an accountant, so I would get in trouble. No, I wouldn't.
So
'cause it's
what you're
my
saying,
money.
you've got to
But
cook the books to
while
get some money out of it?
No. While it's in our account, it's earning us interest.
Yeah.
So we don't need to pay it any earlier than we actually need to.
James, I found. How many would you say is there? 20? 15?
At least 5,000.
Come on.
What?
These.
Yeah. There's two.
There's got to be 15 or 20 there. So I've got enough.
Yeah, if you want to, there's some. Get those donations in. If you want to lay a patch, what are we saying? 500 bits.
600 bits, or go to the Weekend Warlords website.
Yeah.
Pay through there with your address. Let me just double check with Ash.
What if we can do it that way instead of the bits donation?
Yeah, instead of the bit. Well, I'm sure we can, but whether there's any postage charge.
Okay.
I mean, I'm sure a quid would cover the postage.
You're just going to double check.
I'll just
before you make any promises that Ash
yeah.
can't keep.
I don't want to be in a position where
No.
we're selling John and Ash's stuff.
Can you get that? Oh, there's something behind me.
That's right, it's my
Right.
jacket. I didn't forget my jacket, you see. So I'll leave it over to you.
Yeah, leaving it over to me. A big responsibility. I'm in charge of the stream. So Lee was saying that he was hoping that target lock would scare off Fen from spending his focus, and obviously that didn't come to pass. But it's a very interesting game because now we've got dead Captain Seavor, some damage on Bobber, and Neon is looking pretty damaged. So it's pretty close, very close, in fact. So Lee is 2 banking towards the debris. Probably wouldn't have cared if he'd clipped it anyway. Just remove the stress with 9. And he's looking for a block on Bobber. And Steve is back with an answer.
Okay,
We'll find out what we can do through the store.
Cool. Yeah, so I've just asked for the PayPal address, and Ash doesn't know it off the top of his head.
Okay.
So, John, Director John, if you're in here, could you put the PayPal address up? Friends and family, and there we go.
Look at that. As if by magic. There we go, £7.50.
So, £5 UK would be £7.50 US dollars. So, what are we saying? If you're in America, £7.50 plus. So, give us a tenner. Well, that will cover it to get to America, won't it? £2.50 should cover it to America. Maybe £3. Or if you're in the UK, Ash says add £1.50 to the bill. So £6.50, friends and family, and we'll get one. Pay through PayPal, and we'll get one sent out to you. James, put one aside for me. I'll give you some money in February when I'm up for the tournament. Happy to do that. Yeah, so cool. That was a nice little find, I think.
Yeah, and they are lovely. Yeah,
They
like I said,
are
we'll get one up on the
amazing.
we'll get one up on the dice cam.
Are they printed or embroidered?
They're embroidered, I think. I'm pretty sure.
I don't know. Yeah, they are. 'Cause you can
Yeah,
see
they
on
are.
the
They're
back.
embroidered. Yeah, they are. Yeah, and they are lovely. Yeah, they're
Chuck
really
it on the
nice.
next ship. That's how it works, right? But yeah, John, if you're, well, I know you're there because you've just put the Weekend Warlords PayPal up. So, friends and family, it. Excuse me. Sorry, let me say that again. Friends and family, it. It's. Can you let us know what it would be for postage as well, John? In there, so
Works out.
works
600
out
bits.
600 bits, and we'll work out postage from what's left. Yeah, so if you want to donate 600 bits through here,
Yep.
then that's all good. Or do it through the PayPal. One of the two.
Yeah, absolutely.
Either way, I've found a little stash of about 15 of them. So if you want to buy more than one, you save on postage.
Yeah.
You know, so you can have 3, and then you probably wouldn't pay any more postage, if I'm honest. Because they're not that heavy.
We'll get the same jiffy.
In the same what?
Jiffy.
Jiffy. Talking of which, it's Pancake Day soon.
Oh yeah. Nice segue.
We'll be broadcasting on Pancake Day. Are you going to be here? I know you've got a young family and stuff, so.
It's Tuesday, isn't it?
It
Of
would
course
be
it is.
Shrove
It's always
Tuesday,
a Tuesday,
yeah, it's
isn't
always
it?
a
Yeah,
Tuesday.
that's how that works
Don't
and
know,
everything. Yeah, I think I will. I don't think I'll be giving up.
But you're here next week, though, aren't you? For the big
Yeah.
points drop. Because the points drop on Monday.
Oh, they do, don't they? Yeah, and I'm up for that. You need to establish how you're going to do it. But I'm up for any. I will not look.
Hold on. We're co-commentators in this. This is
Yeah.
our thing. Why do I need to do it?
Well, I meant you need to do the, I meant you need to do the work. Whatever
Yeah.
format we decide on, you need to do the work. But but yeah, I'm happy to not look at them, and I'll play whatever little game you've got in mind for me when they spring. I'm absolutely fine with that.
Oh, yeah, well,
sounds
Fly 'em or
great.
Fold 'em is a PJ Broughton.
Fly 'em or fold 'em.
Is
yeah.
quite good.
Yeah.
So PJ's,
Thank you very much, PJ.
yeah, cool. The power of the internet and the power of live streaming. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
What you do? You can't even spell tonight. Tim's googling something, right? While we're live, and I don't know what he's googling. What are you googling?
Carry on.
What
As
do you
you
mean
were.
carry on? So on Shrove Tuesday, will you guys be tossing live on stream? No, is the short answer.
Yes.
You could come up and toss with us, but it'd probably take you 4 hours to get here,
Yes.
and by that time it's time to go home.
Which one? What article were they in?
I don't know what you're looking for.
The extra cards from this.
Oh right, I don't know where I got it from.
Well, there we go. We can't do that. I was going to look for another round of.
I've got them on my phone.
Yeah, but that's no good.
Why is it no good?
It's not good. No, I'm done. We get 2 new veterans, don't we? Two
We
new
do.
veterans.
We do.
Yeah, I like it. 2 new veterans in 2 weeks' time. Is that right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've
good.
just got a
Well up for it.
just got a match on a dating site.
Oh, good for you.
Yeah.
Very good.
I know.
So Ulfric, the April
No, it wasn't Ulfric.
tournament.
It
No,
wasn't Ulfric.
he's asking when the April tournament will
Oh,
be.
I don't know.
And
That's
Steve's normally very good at this. Is it second weekend?
second weekend, so it would be.
That's going to be last year's planner in it to make things really difficult.
Yeah, but we just bump it on a day. So it would. It's probably not going to be 6th and 7th. It would probably be the 13th and 14th, probably.
It's back a day.
But we won't. They won't decide that.
It's back a day.
Yeah, we'll bump it on a day. Bump it back a day. Whatever.
Why back a day?
Whatever. We're not talking like Timmy Mallet rubbish TV Saturday morning stuff. Back a day.
Back a day. Yeah, it will be roughly around the 15th, 16th.
Yeah, we
April.
hope so, but we can't. I can't.
No, it's too
I
far
wouldn't
out.
go
It's too far
booking any days or anything
No.
until we know a bit more. But we'd like to see it before then, anyway. All three.
And there'll be the big gathering at Milton Keynes before then, isn't
Well, yes. What is that gathering?
there? The System Oak.
Ah, yes. So that wouldn't be on that weekend.
That's not. Is that April?
Because we wouldn't clash it.
Is that April then? Not March.
13th and 14th is System Open.
I don't know in the
That's April.
of April.
Yeah, that's what
Cool.
we're saying.
I knew that. I've booked tickets for it now. I don't have to remember when it is
April
now.
Vet Tournament. Are you going?
Yeah, what's the System Open?
good
Yeah,
man.
yeah.
Have you, just as
Would
a
not miss
slight
it for
side
the
note,
world.
have you seen this app called W2F Forecast? It's alternative weather forecasts.
No. What, like alternative news or?
So it gives you the weather and then it gives you a little
Oh.
comment about it.
Right, I'm with you now. Okay, yeah, sorry. Very good.
The one before, which I've just noticed has changed,
This is very self-indulgent,
It
by
is.
the way.
it said, it's a bit effing cold.
Yeah. I'm sure it is.
It's actually pretty funny.
I did promise the wife that I was going to look outside and see if it was snowing.
Did you?
Yeah, just
When?
just to settle her mind at various points throughout the evening.
What, tonight?
Yeah, in case I needed to go early.
Oh, really?
Do you know how many times I've looked? I'm not admitting to that live on stream.
4.
It's a number less than 4.
2.
It's a little bit less than that.
Take the same off again?
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah,
Cool.
So yeah, so Bo's just threw straight forwarded over that debris. Keeping
But is it
us
snowing
stressed.
outside, Tim?
I don't know. I might go and check. Would you like a live weather report stream?
No.
No, they wouldn't, would they?
Oh, I've just got pictures of my little boy look, on his bike that he got for Christmas.
This is very self-indulgent to be showing me stuff on your phone.
He's the
whilst
coolest
we're-
guy.
Whilst we're on the stream.
He's the coolest kid in the world.
I do believe you. I believe you.
Apart from yours, of course, because
No,
obviously
yeah.
your kids are the coolest kids. in the
Everyone's
world,
good. Yeah, of course they are. That's how it works. Yeah.
And there's a picture of him just picked his nose,
Great.
which is nice.
Yeah.
Check out his Christmas jumper.
I like the Christmas. That's a Star Wars. For everybody listening at home, it's a Star Wars Christmas jumper.
Yeah, and it's got stormtroopers with hats on.
It
It's got
does.
Santa hats on,
It
and
does.
Darth Vader with no hat on.
Yeah.
That's not to
Well,
say
he's not very festive, is he?
no.
Yeah.
It's a bit
So
silly,
fine.
really. Screenshots. Here we go then. Right. Are you ready?
Oh, that's why you had your phone out. I forgot
Does
about that.
Tim like it?
Go on then.
Right. So we have some more cards that have been spoiled from the Separatists. The first one is a title card, which is called Soulless One, which is Grievous's shit.
Yep.
Which is Separatist Belubalab 22. It says, while you defend, if the attacker is outside your firing arc, you may re-roll 1 defense dice. Now what it does, it adds 2 to your hull value.
It does.
So what are we thinking? Do you like it or not?
I don't like it.
You don't like it?
I think for the same reason why I didn't like the impervium plating or whatever it was called.
Right.
Because I don't see it as a ship that I want to invest a lot of points in and protect in that way.
Yeah.
So it's good for what it does. You know, it's really good for what it does. It might end up being expensive, same as impervium plating might end up being expensive.
Yeah.
And I don't think that I want to invest a lot of points into that particular ship, that chassis.
Okay.
I'm happy keeping it cheap, flying one of the other named pilots that perhaps even the one that gives you crack shot across your entire list.
Yeah.
You know, and seeing how many more ships I can fit into a list. If it works out, you can play it. It's a good card. You should play it, but
Well,
I don't like it.
When you've got Soulless One, right? So
Yep.
when you're adding 2 hull
Yep.
to your ship,
Yep.
what do you think the points cost on that card will roughly come in at? Bearing in mind...
So it's a 2 agility ship.
Yeah. So you're looking at
and
5
what, is it
points
5
for
points
hull
for hull upgrade.
and 6 for shield.
So it
So you're looking at,
It
what, I
should-
reckon, 10 points?
no, I think, and a defensive reroll that procs maybe. You're looking at
12.
14 points maybe.
Okay.
How many points is
So Paul is saying I've been banging on about how good you are, and apparently 2 of the guys at my local club are now watching the stream. So
Brilliant.
hi, James and Dave.
Well, hi James,
and Dave. I'm
Hello.
waving as well.
Yeah, of course you are. Why would you not?
Hi, James and Dave.
Yeah, hello.
Thank
new
you for
listeners.
tuning in.
Yeah.
New viewers, new
Viewers.
listeners.
Yeah.
It's all right. You'll get used to it.
I will. Yeah,
You'll get used
I will.
to it. You're kind of losing the status of co-commentator into assistant.
Assistant to the co-commentator.
Assistant to the
Commentator. To the main event.
The main event.
Yeah.
Who's actually playing? Now.
He is. Yeah.
And winning. By the
I
way.
need to ask you, by the way, why is my nickname on it Milky Coffee?
Because it was the slow play classic, and it was the relaxing thing, and it was the kind of thing you want
Okay.
just before bed.
What, a Milky Coffee?
Yeah. You never had a
Horlicks?
milky coffee? Yeah, I was going to call you Horlicks.
I'd go with Horlicks. I'd have understood the reference then.
Or, marshmallow
I haven't had
cocoa or
Horlicks
something.
in- I haven't had Horlicks in a long time.
Velvet Thunder.
I'd have taken that as a nickname.
Yeah. Well,
Any
that's
day.
Captain Holt's nickname in Brooklyn Nine-Nine. I'm not Captain Holt, just call me Velvet Thunder.
I like it. That's why I've taken that.
Okay, so
Yeah.
sort of going along the theme of I like it or not, TV94, right? He's one of these new droidy type cards.
He is, yeah.
What does this word mean here, solitary?
So solitary is you can own. I can't even remember what the type of upgrade's called now. But so solitary means you can only take one of that type of upgrade in your entire list.
Okay.
So if you have a solitary, if you
Just see what Rich wrote.
I did, yeah. So if you have a solitary torpedo, for example, then you couldn't have any other torpedoes in your list.
Oh, so you can't have any more of these type
No,
of upgrade
I can't remember what they're
cards.
called.
Oh, right, okay, cool. Anyway, TV94. While a friendly ship at range 0 to 3 performs a primary attack against a defender in its bullseye arc,
Yes.
if there are 2 or fewer attack dice,
Yep.
it may spend 1 calculate token to add a hit result.
Yes.
So in effect, that'll be good on the swarmy type vulture droids.
Yep.
Because then if you're in the bullseye, you get an extra dice. That's
Yep.
basically what that's telling me.
Yep.
Do you like it or don't you like it?
I like it.
Do you?
Yeah, I do like it. Yeah. So
No, this goes back to what you were saying about the fact that you've got maybe 5 or 6 of those ships on the table, and you're going to
Yeah.
have a crisscross of bullseye arcs.
yeah, definitely. And I think certain upgrades. So this one might. I don't think it's as good as the crackshot one.
Yeah.
Because the crackshot one comes with a ship. If that makes sense. Yeah. So you're getting another ship with another attack value, with another front arc. You know, you can do damage with it. So this one, it depends on how many points it is. You know, and you squeeze it in and fit it across your list, and it's going to add a buff to your whole list. But
3 points, I reckon.
but it might not trigger an awful lot.
Yeah.
Um,
Hence the 3
but
point.
but the main reason I quite like it is because we're starting to see an identity for
The
the
droid army, in
Separatists
effect.
and the droids in particular. Is
Yeah.
that I think they're going to be cheap as chips because a lot of their abilities just key off bullseye arc, and that's very hard to get. You know, and they really, really like that bullseye arc. They've got a lot of upgrades that focus on getting ships in that bullseye arc. They do have linked barrel roll into calculate, so that's pretty cool.
So it gives you a better chance to get a bullseye arc
Yeah, potentially.
lined up.
And also, there's certain upgrades where you could block and still get. So there's one of the ships that's like if you are in at the start of the engagement phase, if you have a ship in bullseye, you can focus or target lock or something, is it?
Yeah.
Or when they attack, that you can focus, you can calculate or target lock. That's pretty good because so you could bump with that ship.
Yeah.
That ship fires at something else, triggering your ability. You take a calculate, but then that's now a calculate that a ship at range 1 can spend.
Yeah.
Which is pretty cool.
Yeah, yeah.
So yeah.
So there's a
I'm
lot of
liking
synergy
it.
in the Separatist stuff that's coming through, but it's all very, very situational.
Yes,
Yeah.
and that's cool. I mean, that's good design because it stops it being power creepy. You know, you're going sideways rather than creeping the power up, and I quite like
Yeah.
that. Yeah.
Okay, cool. So Separatist missile.
Yep.
It's called Energy Shell Charges.
It is.
So it's a calculate attack, which means you've got to have a calculator
So
perform
you have
the
to have
attack.
calculate on your bar to equip it as well.
Yes. So what it says spend 1 charge, and it's only a 1 charge use.
Yep.
While you perform this attack, you may spend 1 calculate token to change 1 eye to a crit result. Action, reload this card. So it's a built-in reload. I kind of like that.
I like it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like it. And
Range
again,
2 to 3, 3 dice.
and again, with all these cards, it depends on how many points there are. But you know, a 3 dice missile is nothing to be sniffed at. I mean, look at barrage rockets.
Yeah.
You know, they're a 3 dice missile. They're not actually that expensive. You know, they're only 6 points.
Yeah.
These could be potentially really good. And if what it actually does is it lets you do the range 3 engagement, which swarms like.
Yep.
Because or tie swarms liked, because they get an extra evade dice, makes their focus better on defence and all that kind of stuff.
And it switches off the
range bonus. So if you can get that range 3 bonus and then go into range 1 on the next turn, you know, cards like Energy Shell Chargers actually help you with that. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, I like it. I like it a lot.
Excellent.
Crack.
So 2 more.
Yeah.
So the Separatist stroke solitary on this guy. This is Kraken.
Yep.
Which is a favourite of the Warlords from a drinking point
Yeah,
of view.
definitely. Yeah, I think every Warlord should have to play this.
Rich Campbell actually
Yeah.
put a thing in our chat. Did you see it?
No, I didn't.
He took this card
Yeah.
and he literally put Willis the
Nice. I like
on
it.
top of it. So it's our Saturday night thing. So when we have a few drinks, someone puts "Release the Quacken" into our chat, and then it all just goes mad for about half an hour, and then it all calms down again. So Kraken.
Just a second. Just
Yeah,
going
sorry,
back
what-
before we talk about this card. So James is saying, do you get a no fire token if you reload the card? I'm pretty. Oh, I've closed the rules reference.
I don't
now,
think
haven't
so
I think you
because it's
do.
an action.
I think you do, but I'm not sure. What I will do with James is I'll crack the rules reference back up. I'll have a look for you because it's an interesting question that I haven't been bothered to look up the answer to in my own time.
Yeah, cool. I don't know where it's
There,
gone.
it's there. I'll go back. We're all good. While you talk about Kraken, and I'll listen to you. And,
Okay, cool. So Kraken says, so does he add a calculate to your bar?
Yes,
So he adds a calculate to your bar.
which is interesting.
Yes, and it says during the end phase, you may choose up to 3 friendly ships at range 0 to 3. If you do, each of these ships does not remove 1 calculate token. So you could pretty much stack calculators.
Yeah, I like it. I think this is the. I think that is the solitary upgrade that you're going to see over the other one.
Yeah.
I think you're going to see this one because so.
So can I call it now that if you don't remove a calculate token, we all shout "Release the Quacken"?
Yeah, release
When
or-
we're saying,
well,
I'm going to keep that calculate token. Release the Quacken.
Yeah, definitely. So,
That hurt my throat.
but yeah, Kraken is really good. I think that's going to be an awesome upgrade for that faction. It's basically Mind Link.
Is Kraken the strategic analysis droid?
It is, yeah, and I can't remember what they're called, Charles, at all. I can't remember what they are actually called.
Cool. So
What
you like
type
that
of
one?
upgrade. I do like it. Yeah, I like
cool.
that one. I like
Right,
that one a
the
lot.
last one,
Yep.
which we're going to talk about, is treacherous.
Yes.
Right.
This is the complicated
this is
one,
this
isn't
is a modification.
it? Yep.
So it's 1 charge, which is not
Old man in it, yeah.
it's not rechargeable,
Yep.
and it says, well, it is rechargeable, but I'll tell you that in a second. It's not rechargeable as in at the start of round.
I understand.
Well, I'm just
Crack on.
clarifying for everyone that's listening, stroke watching. You know, it's not just about you, Tim. It's all
Oh,
about
right,
me.
sorry.
We know that.
Fair
You know,
enough.
sit yourself down. Get yourself back in your box, son. We'll be fine. Yeah, you're here to do the rules. That's it. All right.
Sorry, sir.
That's you're fine. You're fine. May I say, what a smashing beard you have.
Thank you very much, sir.
It's all right.
Thank
It's
you.
very little grey in it.
Well, because I cut it.
Oh, right.
It gets greyer as it gets
Okay.
longer.
Anyway, treacherous.
Yeah.
Which is you in that last comment, to be fair. So let's just not be the theme of the card. Let's talk about it.
Okay, carry on.
While you defend, you may choose a ship obstructing the attack and spend 1 charge.
Yep.
If you do, cancel 1 hit or crit result.
Yep.
And the ship you chose gains 1 strain token.
Yep.
After a ship at range 0 to 3 is destroyed, recover that charge.
Yep.
Do you like it?
I like it. I
You
like
like
it.
a lot of this Separatist stuff,
I
don't
do
you?
actually. No, I do. And Strain, I'm excited for it because it's different.
So talk us through what strain is.
So Strain is you receive a Strain token, and it is while you defend, you roll 1 fewer defense dice. After you defend, you discard the token, or after you do a blue maneuver, you discard the token.
Cool.
So if you don't defend in the round, you get one. You do a blue the next turn, and it goes.
So just talk us through the mechanics of the card then. So when you defend, you may choose a ship obstructing the attack. Does that mean you have to have Tactical Scrambler on there?
No. So in second edition, all objects. So that is ships,
rocks, that sort of stuff.
obstacles, devices.
Yeah.
Obstruct attacks. So if your
Devices don't.
yeah, they do. Yeah. So if your line, think about Captain Nim. So it's as if it's obstructed by a bomb token, a device token.
Yeah, you roll an extra dice.
You roll an extra device.
Yeah.
So they obstruct attacks.
But there's no effect to the obstruction
Correct.
without that.
Absolutely, yeah.
Fine, cool.
So currently, obstacles provide an effect if they obstruct an attack, and then you're right. Things like tactical jammer,
Yeah.
Captain Nim, this card provide an effect if it's obstructed by something that isn't an obstacle.
Okay.
There you
So
go.
so can that be someone else's ship? That's my first question. It
Sorry,
says
say again.
You may choose a ship obstructing the attack. So is it? Can you choose another
Yep,
enemy
you can
ship?
choose an enemy ship. Yeah, you can. I just wanted to say about this. So it seems like, because I can't see the droids having talent slots. I can't see any of the droids actually having a talent slot. So I think what this card is for is, if you think about what you're probably going to find in the list is that you have a Bulbasaur, and then you have
Pokemon reference. Like it.
Bulbalab, or whatever they're called, and you have
Gardening reference. Like it. That's what daffodils.
Load of droids. Sorry, so you have a load of droids.
Load of droids.
So on that Bulbalab,
Russian reference.
Yeah.
Like it.
on that Bulbalab, you're gonna have
Belbalab.
one of your little
Mad scientist
solitary,
reference.
one of your little
putting you
solitary.
off
No, one of your little solitary upgrades that affects the whole force.
Yeah.
And then if you look at the rest of the build, you've got stuff like Solar Swan,
Yeah.
Impervium Plating.
Yeah.
This card.
Yeah.
So the idea is you end up with this kind of this ship that you want to protect, and you can ignore a hit. If you take a crit, you can discard it. You've got 2 extra hull. You get to reroll and defense dice while defending.
Yeah.
You know, so I think they're kind of pushing you towards this build where you have so you have this build where you've got this kind of like this general ship that stays around for a while, and then and the droids go out doing their things. They're being programmed and going out and doing what it is that they're doing. So I don't think you're going to see. I don't know. You might do. I don't think you're going to see droids with talent slots.
It's modifications. Yeah. So
That's talent.
That's not an EPT, is it?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Great
Sorry,
big medal.
Laszlo said that it's a vulture droid on the art.
It's a vulture being blown up in the art.
It's not. That's the Balabalab.
Oh, it is a Bulbalab. Yeah, it is.
On the art.
Yeah, you're right. And he's going through a gunship, isn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's not a vulture droid.
No, it's not a vulture.
So you're probably going to get that EPT on Grievous.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Yeah, you'll have it on the Bulbalab.
Yeah.
Black Betty,
Bill and Ben
Bulbalab.
reference.
Whoa, Black Betty, Bulbalab. I'm not sure.
I was going to go into Grievous had a child, bam a lamb. The damn thing had 4 arms, bam a lamb.
Cool. Yeah, one of them.
He's got someone else's mind, bam a
Bam,
lamb. Hello there.
Wheezy asthma noises.
Yeah. And a very bad chest problem.
Yeah. So yeah, I think you're going to see it on that, and that's, so you can, like I said, you can ignore a hit or a crit. If you get a crit, you can just discard it, and then you've got 2 extra hull and re-rolling defense dice and all kinds of other stuff. I know, yeah, Lulo for the win.
Poe Dameron has gone with a direct hit.
So James, to answer your question,
Adam's got at least his guaranteed lone wolf now.
Lee says, Mrs. T. Taylor,
Yeah.
he's got this.
Hello there.
yeah. So Lee, so
negotiate.
James, to answer your question about the reload from that card, from the missile card, what was it called? Help me out. Calculate rockets.
Calculate rockets.
Let's call it calculate rockets.
Calca rockets.
Yeah. So to answer the question about calculate rockets, so reload says
Calculate
that when
ratchets.
you reload, you perform the following steps.
Don't moderate me.
You so you choose one of your upgrade cards that's got fewer active charges than its charge limits. You recover a charge, and then you receive a disarm token.
So you do get disarmed.
Yeah, but that's when you perform the action. So we don't actually know what reload just on its own means, but I think it pretty much means reload it, but you can only reload that card. Yeah, that's why it's written that way. So it's action reload this card rather than just adding reload to your upgrade bar.
Fine.
Yeah, and then
So you can only reload that.
yeah, so you will receive a disarm. That's what. Looking at this, you would receive a disarm token.
Yeah.
It might come with a little rules insert that tells you that, clarifies you that. Might even come in the next rules reference update. Don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they can do that now. So, but yeah, it's looking like you would
4
definitely get
blanks.
the definitely see absolutes. Only a Sith deals in absolutes.
Yeah. You
no,
are a Sith
I think you
master.
would get a disarm token for that. So.
Yeah. Okay, cool. But not 100%, but pretty
No,
good.
I think 90, 95.
Yeah. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
It depends how Vince rules it at a tournament, I suppose.
Well, no, I mean, if we were on the internet, I'd be 100% sure, wouldn't I? Let's be honest. If I was typing it with complete what's that word that I
I don't
can't
know,
say?
it's easy for you to say that. Anonymity.
That's him. That's the fella. Yeah. So, if I was on Facebook with complete anonymity, I would say 100% certain.
Maybe we should make you a different identity online.
Cool.
The rules monkey.
Well, we've decided.
Is
I'm
this
trying to
something you
think
can? Is this something you can publish?
No, I can. Yeah, I just had to think. Had to edit myself because it's live.
Okay.
But no, we decided that my next roleplay character is going to be called Hash Milky Bar.
Not Milky Coffee.
No, it's just what Dave just came up. It just came up in a conversation, and I said it would make a very cool roleplay name.
Do you
Hash Milky Bar?
It's a genuine question. Do you actually do a bit of roleplay?
I have done, yeah, in the past year.
Have you done any recently?
No, not recently.
Do you
'cause
want to do some?
time permitting? I would love to if I can get a free evening and do
Would
some
you?
stuff.
Would you be able
So-
to cope with a session of me GMing?
Yeah.
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 You'd be allowed to allow me to tell you what you.
I
can
don't
and
like where
can't
this is
do.
going now. I hate it. This has gone a bit
Make a Facebook
X-rated,
account.
hasn't it?
Tom Marzipan.
Tom Marzipan investigates. I think you'll find.
Damn it! If Lee wins, I won't hear the end of it.
No,
Do you know what? It's intolerable in
and
store.
it's a distinct possibility as well.
He took. Yeah. What with this A-wing?
Oh yeah, definitely.
He's got a 6-hull bobber
yeah.
and a 4-hull Lula.
Yeah. Why not? Strange things have happened.
So I'm looking at putting an Edge of the Empire campaign together.
Cool. I like Fantasy Flight's role playing games.
Yeah.
I used to run a couple of their Warhammer roleplay campaigns,
All right.
and that setting is amazing. I love the Warhammer setting for the roleplay is just brilliant.
What? So the old kind of German type.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's just great, and
Yeah.
it's just brilliant. You know that kind of you turn up in a village and you have no idea whether it's Chaos Cultists or
I can't remember.
or the inn is infested with Skaven or there's a goblin lair.
Well, we
the setting
played
was
that,
brilliant,
and we
really good.
We shacked up in some abandoned village, and it was just full of ghouls. We survived.
Yep.
Just.
Yeah.
What was my Rich Campsall? This is to you. What was my character called in that? I can't remember. I know one of them was called Lars Ulrich, who's the drummer from Metallica.
Yes, yeah.
But mine was. There was a guy that was called. I can't remember, but he did an Arnold Schwarzenegger voice, which was actually pretty
Why not?
funny.
Why wouldn't
He was the barbarian. He was the.
I thought you were going to say he's the bard.
No, he's the barbarian.
Yakty yak, don't talk back.
Take out the papers on the trash.
Or you won't get no spending cash.
Yes. Mate, seriously. What was it called?
But anyway, yeah, no, I did. I used to run that, and Fantasy Flight games are brilliant. Yeah, they're very good.
We had a player drop, right, and there was a guy called Benicio, and he was an Italian guy with a rapier,
Okay.
and a pistol,
Yeah.
and he all he used to do was stand around going, because no one could do the accent, the Mexican accent.
Okay. Yeah.
Right, and he was just
Thankfully,
he was just
because we're not
smoking.
going to attempt it
So-
live on
so what he
stream,
did-
are we?
What he did, he got passed around the group as their personal bodyguard. So
Okay.
any combat, we just put him in first. It was
Fair
fine.
enough.
It was great. But yeah, I want to do an Edge of the Empire campaign.
Was he a Diestra?
I don't know.
I think that's one of the classes from.
Oh, I don't know. But he was rubbish.
Fair enough, yeah. And a Stallion Diestra.
Yeah. But yeah, it's cool. So yeah, if you want to do a bit of role playing, mate, we can.
Yeah, well, maybe. Yeah. I'm
We
glad
can sort it
I'm
out.
glad you've asked me live on air, where it's very hard for me to say no.
No, you
but-
can say no if you want.
No, I'm really joking.
I don't care.
So we've got a tense final to this game. So Lee's just gunning for it. He needs them points.
Yeah, he's got 6 minutes left.
I don't think half points is enough though. He's got to kill Bobber, hasn't he?
He has, yeah.
Yeah, he's got to kill Bobber to win.
Bobber
6
runs away
points
for
of
the win.
damage. 6 points of damage.
Versus 4.
Think it's doable.
Lone Wolf.
They've both got a rear arc.
Lone Wolf trick shot. Lee's pulled the target lock, but he needs to get that stress for that extra dice, doesn't he?
Yeah.
So how's he going to do that? Rotate? No, he can't rotate the arc. Barrel roll.
Is it in the front already? It depends where it is. It
I don't
depends
know.
where it's spacing already. So yeah, again, like so you can like focus boost. That'll
Yeah.
get at you. Or focus rotate. You can.
Well, he's just took the target lock.
Well, then he can't. Oh, well, he could boost, but I don't. Did he just take the target lock, or did he have one from
I
a
think he
previous
just
round?
took the target lock.
He might have had one from a previous round.
Is the B roll?
Yep.
I'm not sure he was in range to set one previous round.
I don't know. Oh, he's moving first. Okay,
Just got
that's
to go
interesting.
balls to the wall and try and win it. Same thing happened
Yep.
last time I played down. I needed points on Bobber to take the win, and it's just so bloody
That's
hard to
Nick. That's Nick. Or the party.
get. Adam,
Adam, him too.
yeah.
I'm sorry, Adam. I said that last time, didn't I?
Are you thinking he's got arc there? Just one bug.
Oh, it's a
just
boost.
one.
Yeah, he's going to boost.
Ooh, dangerous.
Well, he was in a bit of a. So I think that's why he barrel rolled. I thought Bobber had already moved, so he barrel rolled because if he blocked him, he doesn't get the shot.
He doesn't get a shot anyway.
Well, no, but he's not. It just
But
wasn't.
surely wouldn't you block with the A wing in that?
It
particular
wasn't a very
instance?
good position. Maybe. I mean, now he can turn in behind.
Ooh, so-
So yeah, he's had the target lock for a couple of rounds, which we were totally paying attention to, Rich.
Yeah,
we knew
thanks
that.
for
Yeah, yeah.
That's
So-
it. I noticed you haven't come up with my question, the answer to my question about my roleplay character.
What's that?
My German roleplay character, Rich Cancel.
Oh, what about the name? Yeah.
It was a great name as well.
Yeah.
It was probably something. It was Mesha
Mesha. Okay,
Yeah.
that's a cool name.
Schmidt.
Of course it was.
Yeah.
Why would it not have been?
Mesha Schmidt.
Mesha Schmidt.
Yeah.
I like it.
He was good.
like it.
Before aeroplanes were invented. So yeah, that was his name.
Oh, I'm with you, right. I thought you meant you made the character before airplanes were invented. I was like, how old are you? But you mean the setting
yeah,
was before.
so,
Yeah, I'm with you now. That's me just
It's
being
all
slow.
relative.
It's fine.
Uh-oh. Mrs. Taylor can't watch.
No, cover your eyes. Don't do it, Tanya.
He took 2 shields.
Yeah, do you know Bobber in the end game is horrendous. I've played this list against a lot of Bobbers, and I normally end up with my Poe against Bobber,
Yeah.
and he just knife fights. He bumps you. He can go fast if he needs to shoot you out the rear arc, and
He's in.
your arc just you just can't keep your arc on him when you are desperate to chase him for points. It's just really difficult, and he has a lot of options. You know what we're saying, as many options as the A-wing has. Bobber has an equal amount really, because he's got the same. He's got boost and a rear arc.
Yeah.
So he's got a lot of options. Doesn't just have to joust you if he doesn't want to.
Mesha died a noble death running off on his own into a room full of demons. Now,
Leroy Jenkins.
That is absolutely the way I roleplay. It's a group game, but I'm always the one that
It's
runs
all
off.
about you.
I played a Cthulhu campaign with my gangster, my 1920s American
Oh, yeah.
gangster
She.
called Benny the Hat.
Oh, cool. Yeah.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
he got caught out on his own upstairs in this house, and some big death worm came through the wall and knocked a bookcase on him. Couldn't move, eating his face off,
Okay.
dead. But that's the
Nice.
way he would have wanted to go.
That's the way he wanted. That's the way I knew him. That's the way he'd always wanted to go.
But I had this,
At least he died
I had
doing
this-
what he loved.
and no smart comments from the stream, but I had this really annoying voice for him.
Okay.
He was like, "Yeah, the proper the Benny the Hat, didn't
Oh,
it?"
like,
yeah, it was
yeah.
proper like gangster.
You shouldn't have done that
I
voice
know.
on stream.
I know.
What? Was he a member of the Anthill Mob, or just out of
No,
interest?
but that's
No,
what we
wasn't
based
it?
it on.
Okay, yeah.
So we're talking about roleplay now, which is great. Because Charles is Orc Warrior, almost drowned by performing the RKO on a guard on a rope bridge over a river.
One of the fantasy
Brilliant.
One of the Fantasy Flight role playing games that we played when we did the Warhammer roleplay. There was a party, and the very first kind of encounter they have is going into town. There's a storm, which is a key feature of one of the plots, and the river floods as they're crossing the bridge, and parts of the bridge get drift away, get swept away. Yeah, get destroyed. And the wood elf actually died just in the very first encounter, and it was basically
with a bridge.
like they're not supposed to, but it was like a series of bad roll after bad roll after bad roll, and the graceful wood elf, who in his mind his character was going to leap onto the handrail, and nimbly kind of
because they've got some good agility,
jaunt across it, was swept in one of the first waves. They couldn't get hold of him, and he kept going downstream, gradually failing checks and dying.
It's difficulty 10. I've got +5 to my agility.
Yeah,
cool.
I don't.
Rolled a 1.
Yeah, pretty
Fumble.
much. Yeah, the old Blood Bowl rule.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't think I've ever had to get a player to write up a second character so quickly.
10 seconds left.
Ooh.
He ain't gonna do it.
No, he's not. I mean, we believe in you, Lee. You can do it.
Ooh, look at that. That's a great move. If that fits, that's a great move.
Not just a 1 forward would have been good enough.
Playing Deathwatch constantly leveled up my agility to the point I could outrun a rhino tank.
And you were the
was the
driver. He was the driver. Nice. I like it.
He must have rolled a 1.
Yep.
Yeah, we love the fumble rules in roleplay stuff.
Yes.
So what's that, Lee? What have you got? 1 hit.
Nothing. He's not killing Bobber, is he? Not in
He's not
0
even half
seconds.
point in it. It's been a good game, though.
It has.
I know we've been chatting
very,
about
very
stuff,
good game.
but it's been.
As we said.
Well,
See, we have so Lee's co-worker.
Double blank.
I don't remember your name, but you've got your wish. Lee has lost this game.
Yeah.
Yep. Dan has taken it with what I can only assume was some excellent moves in the middle of the game when we weren't paying attention.
When Poe died.
Yeah.
Because we took.
Yeah.
Bobber reroll. There we go. That's 4. It's got to be 4.
It was 4. Yeah.
Yeah,
It was 4. Yeah. That's going to be a very dead Lulo. To be fair, I was going to say heavily damaged, but she's already taken
1,
a fair bit.
2.
So. Lone Wolf for the 3 and dies.
Takes 1. Dies.
What a good game.
Yeah, good
what
game.
An excellent game.
So grudge match then. Dan's got his own back because Lee beat him at the weekend.
Did he?
Yeah.
Oh, so it was a good match
Yeah.
then. Yeah. Well, there you go.
Kay saying you not paying attention. I don't know. I thought Kay wasn't here anymore. I thought he'd gone.
Why would I not pay attention to what's going on? Never.
So yeah, I mean now I don't know what's going on here. There's a card being thrown
It was
about.
I think he was complaining that he didn't get to use
The-
L3 37.
The crowd are on the pitch and they're all getting a bit leery down there.
I am going to let you chat to.
Because you're going to go
Players
get
outside.
ready for your game.
I am, yeah. I'm going to nip to the gents and then get ready.
Probably not something we needed to know.
Well, I'm not going to tell you which. You can use your imagination about.
I'm not
which
going to tell you which gents. There's only one.
I was
here.
going to say which number, but you can use your imagination
it's
about
one.
that. Is what I was going to say.
You can't do number 2s here. It's solid. It's not solid.
No, I can't do solid. Remember, I'm a rules guy.
Fine.
You can't do solid.
Yeah.
number
And
twos,
you
yeah.
had curry.
That's right.
Like it.
Yeah,
Fair
but
enough.
my I don't know if I've said that, but that is my favourite joke ever.
Chef Jack. What?
Is that poo jokes aren't my favourite, but they're a solid number 2.
Wow. Did you hear about the constipated mathematician?
Oh yeah. It worked out with a pencil. Yeah. I do like that one. It's good.
Chef Jacko saying I enjoyed the game and might have to play it and happily lost.
Oh.
Ha ha ha.
You should give it a try though, Chef Jacko. I can't speak tonight, can I?
Chef. You
Chef.
can.
I know that's how you say
You've
it,
done
but
it.
in my mind, I'm saying chef.
You've done-
So Chef Jacko.
Chef Jack. Oh.
Yeah, that's right. You should definitely give the game a try. It's a lot more interesting than we make it sound talking about it. And you know,
You put us down, sir. I think
Sorry?
we actually do a good job of talking about it.
good. It's a very
When it
exciting game.
matters.
It's very good. And
You've heard the stuff at the weekends when the tournaments were on. It's proper.
that's when I'm not here talking about it though.
Well, and by that token, sir, I would say that you are a bad influence on me.
But there you go. That's what it is. So, but yeah, no, definitely give it a try. Come down to Warlords, play X-Wing.
Yeah,
buy
come
starter
over, Lee.
sets.
We'll
look after you.
We'll look after you. We'll make sure you have a great game experience. We'll even like pay Lee to lose to you. What?
Oh, actually, right. So yeah, I am going to go and pay that visit. So
My grief counsellor died yesterday, but he did such a good job that I don't care.
that's brilliant.
It's pretty good, isn't it?
That
I
is
have
very
heard that
good.
before.
That's very good.
So any more dad jokes you want to put in the chat?
Yeah.
Tim's going to go and get set up for the game, but
Yeah.
I'll make sure I relay them to him.
So
Do you know what? Ulfric gave us a list of dad jokes.
he did. But
Have
you
you
know,
have you still got
can
it?
I tell you something? Can you remember like the first night we did this?
Yeah.
And you said, "I bet you're the kind of guy that has QI on."
On seriously.
Seriously, right?
Yeah.
So I just had another QI related. So at work the other day, I managed to shoehorn a maths joke, and then by shoehorn I mean I just basically hit my co-workers around the head with it, and they just went, "That's nice, Tim. Thanks very much," and just got on with what it was they were doing. But it appeared on QI. We watched the Christmas special last night, and we hadn't seen it before, and it so.
So
would you
one
like
of
me
your
to-
jokes.
would you
Yeah,
li-
go on.
well, it
do
wasn't one of my jokes. It's a joke I've heard. Would you like me to tell you the maths joke that some people out there may or may not get? Because it requires a bit of explanation if you know nothing about it.
Well, go on then. It
Would
can't
you
be
like
any,
me to?
can't be any
Can't-
worse
now
than
I've
the
not
rules
brought it
discussion.
up, can I?
No.
So
This is a joke. So, hold on, before we do this, right? I'd just like to say
I'm so sorry.
that part of my little spiel I do to promote Tuesday Night Fly Casual, one of the sentences in there this week was, "It's been a great week for Warlords. Tim Marsden actually said a joke that was funny."
Oh yeah, it's not this one.
Right. Okay, so I'm going to build that up. Oh, away you go.
Okay, so an infinite group of mathematicians walk into a bar. The first one goes up to the bar and says, "I'd like a pint of lager, please." The second one says, "Yeah, I'll have a half." And the third one says, "Yeah, I'll have a fourth, please." I'll have a fourth? A quarter, that's what
Yeah.
they're called, isn't it? "I'll have a quarter, please." The next one says, "Yeah, make mine an eighth." And the next one, "Yeah, a 16th for me." And the bartender says, "Look, wait, whoa. Puts 2 pints of lager on the counter and says, "You mathematicians really should know your limits." And I'm going to leave you with that one.
Kay saying, "Know your limits, lads."
Yeah, there we go. See, somebody got it. I knew they would.
Yeah.
There you go.
Just before we go, Tim, X-Wing Tavern Wars and Ulfric have just donated 100 bits each.
Well,
to
thank
us.
you very much.
guys.
And thank you to anybody that's donated.
Yeah, if you enjoy what we do, then
to be fair, thank you to anybody that's sat and listened to us
we
for this length of
we
time.
love it. We love what we do, and it's all good, man. So go
yeah.
get ready, and we'll see what list you're flying.
Yeah, I mean,
It's going to be
but
interesting.
any little amount helps us.
It
keep
does. It
running the
helps
stream,
us.
And if
and
you're
we-
enjoying it and getting the tournaments out there,
we
for people
appreciate
to
it.
see. Yeah, we do.
Thank you.
We do. He's here.
Wow, somebody's just walked in.
Oh
and
dear,
it's,
oh dear, oh dear.
And it's got the face of a broken man. Bang! That's Tim Marsden banging the door. You should know better. I said to Tim, I'm going to get a light box with on air for outside the door.
That's a good idea.
We're just doing dad jokes at the minute.
All right.
Roman walks into a bar and says, "Can I have a martinis?" The barman says, "Not a martini." He says, "No, just a single, thanks." Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So,
Dad joke.
Lee, your work colleague, Chef Jacko,
Jacko.
he said, "I enjoyed the game. I might have to come and play it."
Should come and play. He has played it with me. I've actually
Has
played it a long time ago. We had a game, a bit of a
and-
demo game.
Happily lost, haha.
He would be. I'm going to get shit tomorrow.
Oh, yeah, PG stream.
I thought, are we not past the watershed now?
There is no watershed.
There's no watershed.
There is no
right.
watershed. We don't swear.
You might not.
No. No. What happened with Poe, dude? The direct hit took him down.
Couldn't roll anything.
No.
Could not roll a thing.
Not even heroic.
No. The heroic didn't trigger.
No, I saw.
I rolled focus blank every round.
Yeah, I
Every
saw
round, focus blank.
Uh,
I wasn't going to take heroic. I had actually changed the list out, but then I realised that the things I put in weren't hyperspace legal, so I had to change it back.
Yeah.
Daybreak Gambit's not hyperspace legal, is it?
No.
So
No.
Poe can't have that.
So what would you put on him instead?
What?
Is heroic worth the point?
It's one of them, isn't it? It depends if you want what bid you want. I mean, Dan had teched for my list. He dropped stuff on purpose
Because he knew he was playing.
We played on Saturday. Yeah,
he changed his list slightly.
so he changed his list to make sure he had the bid on me.
Yeah.
Which made a big difference.
Yeah.
Poe not moving last,
Yeah.
you know, really made a big difference.
Well, I mean, Bobber endgame Bobber is actually pretty tough, isn't he?
Yeah, against an A-wing.
But we thought with hold on. So, are you mad at your dice because they are not bad enough? Heroic paradox.
No, it's just insurance. It's 1 point insurance. It's not. You don't really want heroic to trigger. You just, you know, whole point is you want to roll the evades, but that's not.
Yeah,
the
yeah.
case.
So
it's just insurance, but it's not really. I mean, trick shot's always great. Trick shot's going to change in a week's time, so there's no point playing it now because it just don't fit once it changes.
Yeah. So,
So for a point, heroic's fine.
we thought it was a good game. Nine Num kind of went down a little bit too easy.
He
We
rolled
thought.
5 with Fen and
Yeah.
I was hoping to do some because you know I knew he wouldn't die
'Cause he
one
was-
round, like first round. I knew he'd get to shoot back, you know, with.
He was debating
four
whether to
dice
spend a focus because he rolled
Yeah,
three
well, that's
hits.
why I targeted
Sorry,
him,
rolled
'cause I
two
knew where
hits
he
of
was
blank
going.
and two focuses.
I knew exactly where Fen was going.
Yeah.
I knew where they were both going actually.
Yeah.
I knew Fen was 3 forward boosting because where the rocks were, it was the only place he had to go. And the reason I locked Fen and not locked Bobber to put 2 torps into Bobber is because I was a bit of mind games. I was hoping that lock on Fen would scare him into either not modding his dice or boosting out to not take the shot, and then I won't take the shot.
Yeah.
But he went balls to the wall and spent the lot.
Yeah.
And I rolled nothing in return. So,
Yeah,
do you know what I mean? After he'd spent it, I was like, well, at least, you know, I should put a little bit in.
Yeah.
You know, even just doing 2 damage on Fen would have been all right because that's Fen on half health, and all of a sudden he's worried.
Yeah.
I couldn't hit nothing. So
Dan flew well though, didn't he?
he did fly well. Yeah, he did fly well.
He's turned into a solid
coming along.
player, isn't he?
Yeah, it's coming along. Yeah. I
and
called quite a few of his moves.
Yeah.
So I was in that opening engagement, the turn before the actual round of combat, I got it perfect. The A-wing coming forward because I knew where they were going, so I knew the A-wing would be out of Bobber, out of Fen.
Yeah.
Could just take out Seavor on his own, no problem.
Yeah.
And the 2 X-wings were out of range, ready to come in for the next shot.
Yeah.
But like I said, I know it's awful to blame your dice, but I just couldn't roll anything. Just could not get enough damage through. You know, that second torque from Poe. After Poe had slammed round to be in torque range and took the eye on, I was hoping, you know, Bob was into hull. He had 5 left.
Yeah.
I was hoping he'd be limping after that, and I
Yeah.
rolled 1 hit.
Yeah,
So you know,
it's one of those. I mean, because
Yeah.
again, it's one of those where you look at it and you think, do you know what? I can't see a lot of mistakes from the flying perspective, but the dice variance, and we talked about this earlier in the
it's one of
evening.
you can't do anything about it. If I'd have put like 3 damage through on Bobber with that torpedo and left Bobber on sort of 2,
Yeah.
then Bobber would have died the same round Poe died.
Yeah.
Because I would have had the A-wing and Bobber and Poe shooting at Bobber the turn he killed Poe,
Yeah.
and then it would have been different. But
Yeah. Hey, another door slam.
Sorry.
So we've just been joined by the main event.
winner, Champiano.
Dan Cooper. Hi, mate.
Hi,
How'd
evening.
you find that? You're getting a bit good on this stream, aren't you?
It's pretty nerve-wracking coming up against the Proton Torps. That's just what I was petrified of, because Lee played me with the same list at the weekend and absolutely cleaned my clock.
Yeah.
Decisively. I think I got about 50 points.
Yeah.
So I was just trying to split his forces up a bit and see where I could kind of get. And I basically sat Bobber as a sitting duck for you at one point to just rinse. And I thought, oh, I have really made some poor decisions in life now.
Thanks for tuning in, Charles. Charles is off. That's Mr. Death Rain, or Captain Death Rain, whatever. Charles Burkhold. We thought it was, both of you flew it really well. I mean, I didn't think that there was a lot of, just saying to Lee before we walked in, there wasn't a lot of mistakes from a flying perspective, and it just all came down to dice in the end, really.
Definitely, a lot of it was dice. You had some absolute horror shows where I was thinking, oh, here it comes, and then it was like, oh. That
So
wasn't so bad.
does heroic then, because I know you're talking about blanks and eyes and stuff like that, does heroic actually make bad dice more prominent in a game?
I think
has it got kind of a negative effect to how
I think you
view
remember.
the
I think it's an odd one, like you say. You kind of want your dice to be worse. You don't want average dice.
game?
With heroic, when you've got heroic, the last thing you want is average dice. Because average dice on like your defense roll is like 1 evade, 1 blank, or 1 focus, 1 blank, and that's not really. You either want, you want all your eggs, don't you? You want double evade or double blank to bring all back into thingy. So maybe it does a little bit, but because other than trick shot, what are the 1 point upgrade you got? Because trick shot's going up by at least 3 points in a week's time. I reckon so. I think it's a 4 point upgrade. Yeah, it's as good as Duke is really.
Anything that gives you an extra dice or allows you to cancel a dice is huge because of the variance at the moment.
You got crack shot, which is tricky to get off. It's 1 use only. With crack shot, after playing a crack swarm, you tend to find you spending all your actions trying to get into the bullseye,
trying to get your position,
and then you've got no mods for your dice anyway. So you're no real better off. Like I say, trick shot's amazing. That is the upgrade to go in there, but it's going up by 3 points in a week's time. So what are the 1 point upgrade you got?
Well,
Debris Gambit's not hyperspace illegal, so there's no point taking that.
Marksmanship.
Again, you need that bullseye art, which is fine. Poe's got reposition, but you may as well.
Okay.
Cool. There is no. Well, for 1 point, there's plenty of better upgrades in there. You could put Lone Wolf on Poe, take it off Lulo. That'd be brilliant. But
yeah, I mean Lulo. I think Lone Wolf kind of works for Lulo.
The thing,
but you always, whenever I've seen you fly this list, you've always just put the A-wing straight out there.
Yeah, it depends. If you see an opening, like I saw the opening in our game against Dan, and I was like, I know where Bobber's going, I know where Fenn's going, so Lulo can fire forward and be safe.
Yeah.
Or after the first couple of rounds of it, because what tends to happen with Lulo is she'll come in for that first round of engagement. If she stays with the X-wings, that's fine. Yeah. It's the second round of engagement when she hard 2s, hard 3s behind a rock, boosts behind the rock to get the trick shot, turns the arc to the back, and then she's on her own, which is when Lone Wolf pays dividends.
So with Lulo then, because I don't fly resistance, I'm more of a scum player, so I can identify more with Dan's list than I can with yours, which is fine because we've all got our own thing. So for Lulo then, are you looking to get her stressed all the time?
Not always. I think it depends. I think you've got to weigh it up. Depends how much fire's coming back at her.
Yeah. Because if you're stressed, you lose that agility.
You use that green dice.
You?
You gain a red dice, but you lose.
Yeah. So in effect, you're kind of going balls out.
So you weigh it up, and if you've got trick shot going, then sometimes you don't necessarily need to stress because you've already got the 3 attack dice through trick shot, so you can keep your 3 defense dice and still put out a decent bit of damage. It all depends if you got to weigh it up how much damage she's going to take in return.
So it's an ability, and is it easy to stress her?
Yeah.
And what's her bar? What
well, so basically she's got all the actions. Yeah. So she's got focus, target lock, evade, boost and barrel roll on her action bar.
Yeah.
And she can link any action into a red rotate the turret.
Yeah.
Or a boost. But she can't rotate her turret as a white action. She can only link to turn a turret.
Yeah. So that makes her a bit more powerful when you're doing drive-bys and stuff like that.
So much like you can it's like you can target lock a ship you've already got locked as an action. You can still rotate your arc to the same arc it's already in.
Yeah, you can't.
Yeah, you can.
Oh no, you can't.
Must change.
Yeah.
Where does it say that?
In the rules.
Oh well, then I've been playing it wrong.
But then again, whatever's in the rules,
Who reads the rules reference?
we had Tim in earlier and we were talking about rules reference.
Sometimes I fail a boost on purpose to stress myself when I fly it.
Because
I do that with recoil.
I always check before I start
the boost
in a
or the barrel roll
to
get
it that way. That's the only reason I've been playing it that way.
If you look at the rotate section, the rules references,
oh well, no TO's been looking at the rules reference either then.
So
so I've flown against it
because I always check.
Yeah,
so I check with the pattern analyzer rule as well.
Yeah,
so
the pattern analyzer does
always check.
So Dan, I mean, this is obviously I built it as a grudge match, so you're now 1-1 because you played at the weekend. Lee won. You played tonight. You won. So we're going to see a rematch.
Yeah, give it another whirl.
I'm up to yeah. We like change lists again.
Shall we kick Scott and Tim off? Because let's be fair, that would put anyone to sleep. No, but you're getting used to this list now, aren't you?
Yeah.
You've been flying now for a good few weeks.
Been playing it for a while, and just basically the whole thing was born out of what's going to be hyperspace legal anyway, and it was only the whacking IG-88. What is it? IG-88D?
Yeah, the crew.
As a counter for all those Whisper players out there who just Vader crew all the time.
Yeah, Whisper's bye-bye though.
So for hyperspace, you're almost struggling to find that sort of crew slot on there. So thanks to Lee's dice not being like amazing, I never trigger that. But it's quite nice to actually have that as an insurance policy at some point if you're going to use
Vader
it.
on Whispers no more though, is it?
No, but it may always be useful to use Leap if you need the manoeuvrability to turn those banks blue.
Later on in the game, sometimes I've been sat there where I can't
Even on an
remember
average roll, just use it.
Well,
there's an argument to say that.
crits, where your turns are reduced in difficulty. I've been in that position before, and you're really
And with hand gunner taking that stress, that's valuable.
Yeah.
It works really well, and it stops you from taking silly amounts of damage. The only thing I would say is that it's great against things like torps, but when you've got Bobber who's still got many shields, let's say, and 6 hull, I mean, how useful is Lee? Sometimes you need, if you want to stop someone getting half points, maybe. But realistically, Bobber's such a great end-game ship that
really
I'm not sure Lee is going to have as much value on it as if it was on something like the Hawk, maybe.
Yeah.
Do you see what I'm saying? So, but again, hyperspace restricts us, so we can only choose what we can choose, can't we?
It all depends as well on this coming Monday, what happens with the points. So as it stands, that's 192. It's a pretty healthy bid. For most lists, you'll probably come underneath. There's a few sort of Punisher lists that you might fly against in extended, where it's about 185, 188, something like that, which you're not going to ping. Whereas you might see quite a few points changes, which means dropping maybe Fen and throwing in old Terok and seeing how you get with that.
I wouldn't. Yeah, I see the rationale with that, but what I would say is that for me in your list, if the points, so let's say Marauder goes up by 4 points and Han goes up by 4 points, which is entirely possible.
Absolutely.
Then
and
what?
You'd still take them.
Yeah, and Trick Shot, for example, goes up by two or three points. That's going to push you over to 200. So the things for me to go on that list is Lee.
Yeah.
Because you're maybe getting it off once every 3, maybe 4 games, and that's a 4-point saving to bring that list. So the good thing about that, what I'm trying to say, is that you've actually got flexibility in that to cope with any points changes. What the bid will look like at the end of that, not sure, but I think it's a solid list. In the current, I don't like using the word meta, but it's that sort of thing.
Yeah, it works at the moment. The thing with, say, Leap is that it's almost like heroic. It's an insurance policy that you may never actually get to use during the whole game. And it's 4 points, whereas heroic's what, 1, is it?
Yeah.
So as it stands in that game, that was 4 points wasted in not actually having used it during the whole thing.
Yeah.
So.
But it's not wasted if you win the game.
Yeah, true.
If you lose the game and didn't have a chance to get it off, it is what it is, isn't it?
Yeah. I think the only thing that could change in my list is Torps, if they put Torps off. I'm not sure they will.
I don't think Torps are
I'm not sure they will.
So, 1-1 then, boys. Yeah?
Game on.
Absolutely.
We've got a little bit of a proper thing going on,
Yeah.
a bit of a grudge match thing going on.
Next week.
Yeah?
Let's have it back.
So next week we'll have the
Final.
The final of... Are you alright with that, Dan?
Do you get like a little belt?
If your trousers are falling down, I'm sure I could get you
just
one.
bringing Poe, make sure I've got the bid next week.
So, let's put a little bit of a rule on it. Same 3 ships, you can jank your upgrades.
There is another list I'd like to try, actually.
Yeah.
Similar but different.
Okay.
So it's two X-wings,
But
two
I think these 2 lists and you 2. So Dan, I'd say Dan's list is slightly stronger. And don't take this the wrong way, but you've not been playing as long as Lee. Lee's list is slightly weaker, but he's probably got a bit more on you on the piloting thing,
Definitely.
right? So I think it's a really well balanced matchup. And as you're improving with your list, Dan, you're just starting to climb those tables in the rankings. Where did you finish at the weekend?
It was just ahead of you, mate. It's about
Just
6 or
ahead of
7.
me. I've been playing this game for 18 months, just ahead of me.
2-2.
But you saw the difference on our game at the weekend with me moving last.
Yeah.
How massive that was.
Well, yeah. Knowing where you were to then be able to position yourself, and especially with Fen. Fen, if he's moving first, you're in quite a lot of trouble.
Yeah.
Especially with someone with talks.
Yeah. And Poe with his
game at the
manoeuvrability.
weekend, I managed to totally misjudge. I dialed in a 5 forward, agonised over it, and then went
You went for the
3
boost.
bank, and then tried to fit a boost in. It would have fit, didn't go for it, and then was sat on a plate and took Torp off
Nien.
Nien and just vaporised. And after that, you just sat there thinking, this is going to be a massive uphill struggle.
And it was.
And it was, yeah.
So cool, guys. So thank you for that. A couple of solid lists there, I think. So well
I
done.
thoroughly enjoy it. I love that list.
Proper
Really
good
do
game.
like
Neen is just crazy with all his manoeuvrability.
Yeah, well, you didn't see it much in that one, but he is crazy.
Poe is just a madman.
I think Poe's really good. I know
Don't-
Raster's
don't
got his
fall-
reservations about him, but I
Don't
think
fall
Poe's
into the BB-8
really good.
trap they would
No,
play.
it's pointless.
Yeah. And Bobber's always solid. Fen is just absolute glass hammer, spike damage, and Seavor is there just to give that element of control. And every good list has an element of solid defence, Bobber, control, Seavor, and damage. Fen.
I do think.
so. It's really.
I do
really
think
cool.
Bobber and the stuff you put on Bobber is going to change after the points thing. I think it's going to make you and ah a little bit whether you can run him as he is still.
Yeah. I
I
mean,
do
there's an
think
argument
you
just.
might.
There's an argument just.
Some of the stuff.
There's
you
an
know.
argument just to run Bobber with Marauder and
Yeah,
Han. That's
I
it.
think Bobber himself will go up a little bit. I think
Yeah.
Marauder title will go up. I think Hand Gunner will definitely go up.
Yeah. I think you'll see
So-
110 point Bobber.
Yeah, I think he
That's
might
what I
make you think you might have to drop something to fit everything in, or
Cool.
change it around, or I don't know.
So we got another game coming up, so I'm gonna have to cut it there. Thank you for coming in, guys. Thank you for
Yeah.
the chat. Appreciate it.
Pleasure.
So I'm
Internet
gonna
land.
see you later, Internet Land, and enjoy work tomorrow with your colleague that's going to
Yeah,
absolutely
exactly.
rip you to bits.
Big hairy Viking.
So I'm going to turn the mic off and make sure these guys are set up, and we'll catch you again in about 5 minutes' time. Give us 5 minutes, guys. Just need to reboot the stream. Back in a sec.